And a good evening as we welcome you here to Hyde Stadium as the Pierre Governors looking to get to 500 with the win over the Rapid City Stevens Raiders as the Governors continue their busy week. Game 5 of 9 here this week as we hit the midway points of the week as the Governors be looking for their third win to go to 3-2 on the week and get to 500. John Winkler here on this Wednesday evening. Joining me is Blake Dean. And Blake, as we get ready for this ball game, and after last night, the Pierre Governors did not get the defensively, get the second game win, but defensively had 8 errors in total of that game. Got to clean up defensively and then and continue to hit the ball like they did last night.
Absolutely. The offense really came alive last night. I was not on the call with you last night, but heard that the offense was alive. And obviously, one of the biggest things that wins baseball games is defense. It's a third of the play of the game. I mean, you can split the game into thirds basically: pitching, defense, and hitting the ball. And clearly, they were great on 1/3 of the game last night. Just need to clean up that second third, and they should be in good shape.
And I think it's Yogi Bear that said 90% of the game is mental, and the other half is
physical.
Yeah.
Correct. Yes.
But that's is a big piece of it too, because there's a lot of near base running mistakes from the Governors last night. Didn't affect them at different times, but there were still several base running mistakes, and it just. And it's a young team still. Some of the older guys have made mistakes as well, but this is mentally being prepared, but also mentally on the base pass, always knowing where, because you always got to be thinking about what happens if the ball is hit here, to me, somewhere else, or where you need to go. They
say baseball is the thinking man's game. You really got to be prepared for the next play and always thinking one play ahead. And clearly, we hope that the Governors can clean that up tonight and pull out a win against a pretty good Rapid City Stevens Raiders team, better than ones that we've seen in years past.
Yeah, Rapid City Stevens right now, 1 game under 500. They lost to Mitchell, got a doubleheader sweep. Mitchell did against them over last weekend, so that was the last time that they had played. But like you said, a much improved Rapid City Stevens team, and we're seeing the Stevens and Sturgis. Those teams are more improved out west than the last couple of years. And again, last couple years, you say, well, when Stevens is on the schedule, you can pretty much show up the ballpark and win a ball game. That's not going to be the case here. This is a team that you can't just show up. You have to be playing well to beat this Raiders team.
Absolutely. And just looking up and down the lineup, we recognized one post-22 alum that is in the Stevens lineup tonight that we will talk about throughout the broadcast. But this is not a pushover team that they have been in years past. This is going to be a competitive ball game tonight, and let's hope that the Governor defense shows up.
And the Governors will have Spencer Eastland on the mound to start this ball game. And as we get into Game 5, and we have, Lincoln Keenels, those guys that pitched Monday, Brady Guest that threw Monday as well, they're available to return on Saturday. But you still got to find ways to get through this game and then another doubleheader against O'Gorman before anybody can come back right now. And Jet Zabel, I think, is going to throw on Friday. So this becomes a game where you're trying to maybe manage different pitchers along the way, especially because you can also manage them to a point where, okay, they can return maybe Friday and Saturday in relief.
Absolutely. One of the biggest keys to winning a state championship, either at the high school level or at the Legion level, is your pitching depth. Pitching wins more baseball games than probably either of the other thirds combined. The depth of this Governor team is really going to be tested here this week with the sheer amount of games that this team is going to play. But we will see, how it holds up throughout the week. And we're hoping by the end of this week that this team will end up over 500.
Pierre Governors, Rapid City Stevens Raiders coming up here from Hyde Stadium. The JV team fell 6-4 here in this first game, and now the varsity game getting ready to set to be played here at Hyde Stadium. We're just about maybe 10 minutes away from first pitch here at Hyde. But we'll step aside for 3 minutes, come back with more of the pregame show. We'll go through starting lineups and the pitching matchup as well. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
At your sign. with offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
BankWest Insurance has the expertise and resources to deliver personalized service and customized solutions. As an independent agency, we shop dozens of companies to get you the best coverage at the best price. As your trusted choice for insurance coverage, we promise to go the extra mile so you can rest assured your loved ones and your assets are protected. Contact your local agent to put BankWest Insurance to work for you.
Not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, may go down in value, equal opportunity provider.
At the Y, we're more than a gym. We're a cause-driven charitable organization nurturing the potential of every youth, adult, and senior in our community. From advocacy to childcare, disease prevention to athletics, swim lessons to safe spaces, our mission ensures that everyone, regardless of their financial situation, can participate in the services that we offer at the Y. We invite you to stop in and check out our youth sports, summer camps, group exercise classes, swim lessons, and so much more. Discover your Y at the Oahe Family YMCA in Pierre, where we are for youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
The count may change with every pitch, but what doesn't change is God's love for you. Come join us at Faith Lutheran Church to hear about the God who blesses us with athletic skill, meaningful relationships, and the peace and comfort that comes from His Son Jesus. You can worship on Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. or on Sunday mornings at 8:30 or 11 a.m. Faith Lutheran Church is up the hill at 714 North Grand and happy to support our athletes, their families, and our community.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
As we welcome you back here to Hyde Stadium as we're getting set for first pitch between the Pierre Governors and Rapid City Stevens Raiders. Just one game here tonight varsity-wise. JV has gotten done playing. We're getting set here for first pitch in just a couple of minutes. Starting lineups first for the Rapid City Stevens Raiders as they come in just one game under 500 in Class A matchups. Brady Beckett, the pitcher, will lead things off for the Stevens Raiders. Cooper Morlang, the second baseman, will bat second. Gavin Skinner, the left fielder, will bat third. Cody Pope, the right fielder, batting fourth. Colton Mosher, the center fielder, batting fifth. Cade Walker, the shortstop, batting sixth. Gavin Williamson, the third baseman, will bat seventh. Hayden Bentz, the first baseman, batting eighth. And Luke Jaggeris, he is the Post-22 alum that was catching. We'll talk more about him, why he's not playing for Post-22, because as you probably everybody knows, but if you don't know, if you play for Post-22, you don't play any high school baseball because, well, their season's already started. But he is not playing with Post-22. We'll talk more about him when he comes up to the plate the first time here this evening. And the pitcher is Brady Beckett on the mound for the Stevens Raiders as Beckett comes in with a 2-2 record and a save to his credit. This will be his fourth start in his fifth appearance. His one relief appearance turned into a save as he's given up 24 hits in 15 and a third innings, 26 runs, 15 earned runs, and a ERA of 6.84 and a whip of 2.83, 15 walks, 11 strikeouts. For the Pierre Governors, their starting lineup, Jane Wiebe, the second baseman, will lead things off. He'll be followed by George Stolle, the catcher. Lincoln Keenels, the shortstop, will bat third. Gary Nedved, the first baseman, in the cleanup spot. Jet Zabel will bat fifth in right field. Cade Kaiser, the left fielder, batting sixth. Johnny Lyons, the DH for tonight, will bat seventh. Matthew Hanson will bat eighth and play third base. And Brecken Kruger rounds out the order at number 9, playing center field. Spencer Eastland is on the mound for the Pierre Governors. As he got a couple of at-bats in the JV game, was, I think, relieved in the fifth inning, or maybe sixth inning to get Jet Zabel in, but also to make sure that he is ready to go because he is the starting pitcher for the Pierre Governors. And Blake, as we kind of talked about it here, that maybe it's not a bullpen game. Maybe Spencer Easland goes the distance tonight. Not going to say that he is or isn't, but it's a game where you're saying, okay, if you can give me 2 innings, then we'll kind of figure it out as we go along, because you have the opportunity and you want to try and keep as many pitchers available for this coming weekend.
Absolutely, and I think that's part of the reason why you're seeing Spencer Easland get the start tonight. You know, he really, as far as his statistics go, he's only thrown 1 inning of pitching this year. He's only given up, he doesn't have a record as far as anything that. He's only faced 9 batters total. So this is an opportunity for a young kid like Spencer Easland to go out there and give your team, 2 innings, 3 innings, really just kind of be an innings eater for this team. Because really, with the sheer number of games that this team is playing, kind of like you said earlier, John, you need kids to step up, and he's definitely in line to do that tonight for the Govs.
And you don't want to look at an opponent in a different way, but you're looking at Saturday's opponent in a little bit different way than anybody else. The Roosevelt Rough Riders will be in town, and they are right now that number 1 team in the standings, and rightfully so, because they have just 1 loss in Class A baseball, and they have looked very good through the first part of the season. So that's another, when you start looking at the rest of the week and how you line things up, and you got Brookings next Tuesday as well, and that's going to be a big matchup, because Brookings is in that near that top 4 spot to be a region host. I mean, you could be seeing Harrisburg on Monday, then now seeing Roosevelt Saturday and Brookings on Tuesday. You might see 3 of the 4 region hosts in a span of 8 days.
Absolutely, and that's, again, just speaking to the depth of just Class A baseball this year in terms of the high school scene this year. Pierre not being super high on the standings, but they could go into any region and win that region. That's how deep Class A is this year. You talked about the 4 potential region hosts if the season ended today, all very formidable opponents. And even going into this weekend, like you said, you see Roosevelt, but also you see Sioux Falls O'Gorman, who is definitely no pushover themselves. And so this will be a very big test for the Govs the rest of this week.
Pierre Governors and the Rapid City Stevens Raiders coming up next here from Hyde Stadium. Back in 2 minutes, you're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
It takes hard work to reach goals. It's a truth that applies to more than just sports. It also goes for your financial goals. You work hard for your money. You deserve an investment strategy that lines up with your game plan. Your local Edward Jones financial advisor can help. If your investments aren't getting you closer to the win, visit edwardjones.com or stop by your local Pierre area Edward Jones office for a financial review. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Zander's has been servicing the Pierre area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the parts you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux in Pierre or call 224-9221. Zander's, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories.
Innovation. It's right here. Avera St. Mary's Hospital keeps care local for you and your family, offering comprehensive care that has earned 4 out of 5 stars by the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services in hospital performance and safety. Avera St. Mary's world-class care is further supported by advanced technology, 2-way video e-consults, 3D mammography, and a state-of-the-art birthing center, so you and your family don't have to go anywhere else, because innovation lives right here in Pierre. Learn more at avera.org/news.
As we welcome you back here, Hyde Stadium, the Pierre Governors and the Sturgis, not the Sturgis Scoopers, that was last night, the Rapid City Stevens Raiders, as we are set for first pitch between the Governors and the Raiders. John McClure alongside Blake Dean here. Only game of the evening for the varsity-wise. JV played earlier, but this is our lone varsity game. Spencer Easland is on the mound for the Pierre Governors as we go through the Rapid City Stevens Raiders starting lineup once again. Brady Beckett, the pitcher, will lead things off. Cooper Moorling, the second baseman, will bat second. Gavin Skinner, the left fielder, batting third. Cody Pope, the right fielder, will bat fourth. Colton Mosher, the center fielder, batting fifth. Cade Walker, the shortstop, batting sixth. Gavin Williamson, the third baseman, batting seventh. Hayden Bentz, the first baseman, will bat eighth. And Luke Jegeris, the catcher, will bat ninth for the Stevens Raiders. So Brady Beckett, left-handed hitting leadoff man, pitcher here in this ball game for the Rapid City Stevens Raiders. Beckett has a .378 batting average with 3 doubles, a triple, and 10 runs driven in. He scored 15 times.
Oh, and I was just going to say, and as far as, it sounds like those statistics make him a pretty solid leadoff man, but just looking at the numbers as far as the pitching side of things, he slots in as their number 3 starter as well. So it'll be interesting to see, or number 3 pitcher probably in total. So it'll be interesting to see just how he produces both on the mound and at the plate.
First pitch misses for ball one as we're underway at 6:47 here this evening. As the JV game got underway at 4 o'clock, varsity game here at 6:47. 1-0 pitch from Spencer Easland to Brady Beckett. Swings and pops it up on the infield. Foul territory, Matt Hanson, the third baseman. He'll make the catch, and he'll make the catch of his hat as he dropped it off of his head. The 1 out. Can't be 2 outs, but there is just 1 down as we have Cooper Moorling, the second baseman, as he steps to the plate here for the Rapid City Stevens Raiders.
.289 average on the year for Moorlang, slash line of .289, .396 on base with a .774 OPS, .378 slugging.
First pitch is fouled back, and it's 0-1. Cade Kaiser is out of left field for the Governors. Brecken Kruger in center, Jet Zabel in right, Matt Hanson at third, Lincoln Keno's at short, Jane Wiebe at second, Gary Nedved at first, George Stalley behind the plate, and the 0-1 pitch from the starter Spencer Easland. That was line foul down the third base line, and it's now 0-2, and quickly 0-2 here to Moorlang.
Good pitch right there from Spencer Easland, taking Moorlang off balance with the off-speed stuff. Let's see what he comes back with here, 0-2.
And for the Governors, with Cade Kaiser out in left field, here's the 0-2 pitch. And Kaiser gets an opportunity to make the play out in left field. Perfect timing to talk about him as he comes in, makes the catch. There's 2 away. He's in the start in left field. Hasn't played a whole lot of outfield so far this season for the Governors, but he makes that play. And the crazy thing about what the Pierre Governors have, and while they have good outfielders as well, Cade Kaiser can easily fit in as a shortstop, second baseman, third baseman, and now he's out in left field here in this ball game.
The versatility of Cade Kaiser on full display just with that.
There's a line shot and a sliding catch by Brecken Kruger. It's a 1-2-3 inning for the Pierre Governors and Spencer Easland. So we head to the bottom of the first. No score between Pierre and Rapid City Stevens. You listen to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
Verdig Electric has a long history of doing electrical work the right way. Economical service, professional work, and customer satisfaction is why they can say that. Verdig Electric can do residential, farm, and commercial projects. Doesn't matter if they are charged with new construction or a remodel project, they get it conducted. Contact the staff at Verdig Electric at 224-8684. They can light a spark into your next project. Verdig Electric, 224-8684. Back here at Hyde Stadium, it is the bottom of the first inning. Pierre Governors looking to score first as we go through their starting lineup, as it will be Jane Wiebe, the second baseman, leading things off. George Stalley, the catcher, batting second. Lincoln Keenels, the shortstop, will bat third. Gary Nedvem, the first baseman, in the cleanup spot. Jed Zabel will bat fifth and play right field. Kate Kaiser out in left field batting sixth. Johnny Lyons at DH batting seventh. Hanson, the third baseman. Matthew Hanson, the third baseman, batting eighth. And Brecken Kruger, the center fielder, will bat ninth as they will face Brady Beckett, a lefty. Bats left, throws left. And for Brady Beckett, as he comes in, this will be his fourth start of the season. He is 2-2 so far in decisions. Not really sure how that actually works there, Blake, because this will be his fifth appearance, but yet he's got 2 wins, 2 losses, so that's 4 right there, and he's got a save. So somewhere he picked up a win and a save at the same time.
Oh, wow.
So somewhere the stats got messed up a little bit, and I didn't realize that until just now. But he has 24 hits, 26 runs, 15 of those earned. So the ERA is at 6.84 and a 2.283 whip, 15 strikeouts and 11 walks. I was going to say, when I had two wins, 2 losses, and a save, making his fifth appearance, I don't think that 5 and 4 doesn't seem to be the same number.
I didn't go to school to be a mathematician, but that does not add up correctly.
But we do have the ability to add, sometimes the ability to add that up correctly. Here's the first pitch from Beckett to Jaden Wiebe. That misses for ball 1.
And again, kind of the numbers on Beckett being kind of the number 3 here for the Stevens Raiders. 15 and a third innings pitched so far. Really the big number that you look at, his ERA being 6.85, walked 11, struck out 15 in 15 and a third innings of work.
2-0 pitch to Wiebe. That one will catch the bottom of the zone at the knees. It's now 2-1. Wiebe moved up to the leadoff spot after George Stalley had been in the leadoff spot for the last 5 games. He drops back 1 spot to number 2. 2-1 pitch, and that one's outside. It's now 3-1. But I don't think there's any bad move to make whether you keep Stalley the leadoff spot or put Wiebe there. But you put these 2 guys in front of Lincoln Keenels, and that's 2 high-quality on-base percentage guys. One being Wiebe, who just walked to open up the bottom of the first inning, and now George Stalley with the speed behind him. If you get 2 guys on base, one base pretty much will get you the first run of the ball game.
Yep, absolutely. The biggest thing that you can have as a baseball team is speed at the top of the lineup, and setting the table for the hitters behind you is definitely a benefit that this Pierre Governor team possesses.
There's a pickoff attempt. It gets past the first baseman. Wiebe will take off for second. It did not go out of play. Weeby's over at second base. No matter if it went out of play or not, he was going to stop at second. So an error will be charged to the pitcher, and Beckett was just about to talk about the lefty pickoff move. It can be sometimes deceiving. Jackson Edmonds got a pretty good pickoff move for the Governors, but that one was a skip over to the first baseman, Bentz, and went over to the first base dugout. That's what will get off the glove of Jaguaris now, and the leadoff man in Wiebe will move him another 90 feet to third base with the count just 1-0. So just 1 pitch after Wiebe walks, he's already at third base, and George Stalley has the opportunity to drive in the game's first run.
Sometimes you don't need the big boppers after all. Sometimes this table is set for you to do it yourself with some defensive miscues.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. And Stalley will rip it out towards right field. That one should get down over the head of Pope, and it will get down. Stalley will round first. He's on his way to second. He's not stopping at second. The throw goes over the top of the cutoff man, and at third base standing up is George Stalley, an RBI triple. And the Governors lead 1-0 here in the bottom of the first with nobody out.
Big way to boost the slugging percentage and the batting average right there, George Stalley, who hits the gritty as he was over on third celebrating the triple.
So Stalley, he picks up triple number 2 in the season. And you talked about a slugging percentage, 677 coming into the day. Slugging percentage for George Stalley is basically half his hits have been 8 singles and now 7 extra base hits, 5 doubles and 2 triples. And the first pitch to Keenels will miss for ball 1.
Gotta love that out of the number 2 spot of the lineup.
Here's the 1-0 pitch from Beckett to Keenels. That one will miss low and outside. The count's now 2-0. And I wouldn't say, and there's a I can think of one where a normal speed guy has got a single, but with Stally's speed, he turned one single into a double.
Absolutely.
That one will get out of play. But Keene Olsen is now 2-1. And that one ended up being a little bit closer to play, and the right fielder in Pope airmailed the cutoff man in Morlang. Depending on if that throw is on the money to the cutoff man, if what that play is like over at third base. That one's upstairs, and the count's now 3-1 to Lincoln Keene-Olsen.
Definitely a lot closer of a play, but my money's definitely on George Stalley getting in there safely.
I wouldn't bet against you. Here's a 3-1 pitch. Keene-Olsen will pop that one foul and out of play. And the count is now 3-2. JV game. There's a lot more people here for the varsity game than the JV, or at least the start of the JV game, with the 4 o'clock starts, and I became the foul ball guy. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and Keene-Olsen out towards left field, backing up a couple of steps though as a left fielder and Skinner. That's going to get the job done as Stalley will come in, and that one became a much closer play. Skinner on a line threw it home and nearly got Stalley out at the plate, but it's an RBI sac fly, and that was a lot closer than I ever thought it was going to be. It's a 2-0 lead here for the Pierre Governors.
What a throw by Gavin Skinner. That was a bullet to the plate, and Jagris about put the tag on Stalley to tag him out. That would have been a massive shock given what looked to be how hard that ball was hit off the bat. It goes down as a sacrifice fly nonetheless, though.
Here's the 0-1 pitch to Gary Nedvez. He swings and misses, and the count's now 0-2. That left the bat, I thought, at the worst that Skinner was going to have to turn and make an over-the-shoulder catch or get over a set for extra bases when held up, and even Skinner kind of basically threw it off his back foot all the way home. Here's a ground ball to the shortstop, a throw to cross, and unable to be dug out cleanly by Bentz at first. And Gary Nedved is on base. And it will be, we're going to be an air charge to the shortstop and Walker. As there's one on and one out here in the bottom of the first inning.
Yeah, that looked like a tough play for Cade Walker. He just looked a little bit out of sorts when he fielded the ball and was going to make the throw over to first base. So tough play, but the ruling goes as an E6.
Pitch in the dirt. Jagris will block it up, and the count is 1-0 here to Jet Zabel, the number 5 hitter. Gavin Skinner's out left. It is Colton Mosher in center and Cody Pope in right. Gavin Williamson at third. Cade Walker at short. Cooper Morlang at second. At first base is Hayden Bentz as that one gets to the backstop, and Nedved will take second on a wild pitch. Counts now 2-0 to Jet Zabel. And then it is Brady Beckett who has allowed 2 runs so far on just 1 hit. A triple by George Stalley, an RBI sac fly from Lincoln Keene-Olsen has gotten the Governors these first 2 runs. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That one will bounce in, and the count's now 3-0.
Nice dig by the catcher for the Stevens Raiders, Luke Jagris, who dug that one out.
On deck, Cade Kaiser. He went deep yesterday, 2-run home run in game number 1. Here's the 3-0 pitch. That one will bounce in. Jagris blocks it up, but it is a 4-pitch walk to Zabel. And it's now first and second here with 1 away. And in steps Cade Kaiser, the left fielder. He's the 6th man to come to the plate here in the bottom of the first inning.
Looking at Kaiser's numbers, 200 batting average, but an on-base percentage of almost 500. He's on-base percentage of 489 with a slugging of 467 coming into the ballgame tonight.
First pitch is over for strike 1 to Kaiser. And yes, the home run got out this time. It wasn't inside the park home run like he had in Sioux Falls. And the wind didn't help him get the home run this time like it did for the inside the park home run. There's a swing and a miss. It's now 0-2 to Kaiser.
He is definitely the power threat on this team, leading the team in home runs with 2, the only other one being off the bat of Lincoln Keene-Olsen with 1.
Here's the 0-2 from Beckett to Kaiser. That one's upstairs, and the count's now 1-2. And again, the versatility of Cade Kaiser, And a lot of these guys, these middle infielders and over at third base, Gary Nedved played third yesterday, where Keenels played first, and now Nedved's back at first base, where Keenels is back to the shortstop position. As Kaiser will launch that one out towards left field. That one's going back to the track. Skinner got turned around, but he's able to find it to make the catch, and there's now 2 down here in the bottom of the first inning. And that's a heck of a play by Skinner because he got turned all the way around, and that's an easy spot for him. And I think he did a good job, too, because he put his head down and made the turn and then found the ball again instead of trying to circle himself around and probably end up falling.
That's where you get into problems as an outfielder. But looking at the way that he relayed the ball back in as well, I am not running on the arm of Gavin Skinner anymore. He has got a bazooka attached to his right arm.
As the first pitch is in the dirt for ball 1, and to Johnny Lyons. To third base is Nedved. Zabel is now at second, so second and third. I like that bazooka out in left field.
Thank you.
With Gavin Skinner. Yeah, he is. I think his arm's probably feeling good. And if his arm's not feeling good and he's still throwing like that, I'm not sure that high school baseball will be the end of his baseball career.
Oh, absolutely not. You have to think that, one, the throw in from left field on the sacrifice fly was pushing 80 possibly mid-80s, maybe low 90s, maybe. I don't have a radar gun up here. I'm not an expert. But on a line right to the mid of Jegris. Jegris didn't even have to move hardly. Great arm. And then that relay throw to get it in to keep Nedved at second.
3-0 pitch to Lyons. Finds the zone. 3-1. Still good hitters count. And a little bit to the chagrin of the Pierre Governor faithful and the bench over the first base dugout. But still a good hitters count here for Johnny Lyons. 3-1 pitch from Beckett to Lyons. That one will miss low. Another walk. That's the third walk issued. 1 hit, 1 error, and 3 walks so far in the inning for the Pierre Governors. And now Matthew Hanson with the bases loaded can break things open here in the bottom of the first inning.
Looking at the numbers for Matthew Hanson this spring, average of 364 on base, of 500 with a slugging percentage of 424. So definitely a threat here with the bases loaded and 2 outs to put something on the green grass out in the outfield and break this thing open.
You're looking for RBI number 7, maybe RBI number 8. A swing and a miss by Hanson. The count's now 0-2. And Jet Zabel out there at second base on that swing. He was getting a really good secondary lead because nobody's going to hold him on with the bases loaded right now. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Hanson. That's upstairs for ball 1. Count is now 1-2.
Ideally, you'd like to see RBI number 10 with Matthew Hanson in this spot here.
That would be fantastic. Be a nice 6th spot for the Governors. 1-2 pitch is fouled just back. How about just fouled back? English is...
Words are hard.
Yeah, talking is tough sometimes. The count is 1-2 to Matthew Hanson. Bases loaded. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Inside, taken for ball 2, and the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That was a nice pitch from Brady Bickett there. Just missed the inside corner. 2-2 on the count here. We'll see what happens here.
2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Hanson strikes out, and that will end the inning. 2-run score, though, in the inning on 1 hit, 1 error, and 3 men left on base. After 1 full inning, the Governors have a 2-0 lead over the Rapid City Stevens Raiders. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Are you building a new home or remodeling the old? Adding a fireplace can make a house a home. Olson Plumbing in Pierre carries a full line of Heat-O-Lator fireplaces. Whether your taste is traditional or contemporary, Olson Plumbing has a great selection of Heat-O-Lator fireplaces that will fit any style. Whether you're building new or updating, call Olson Plumbing. Heat-O-Lator Fireplaces, the first name in fireplaces. Olson Plumbing in Pierre is your source for the industry's largest selection of indoor-outdoor fireplaces, either gas or wood, and outdoor fire pits. Stop by their showroom at 2803 East Wells or give them a call, 224-6436.
Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota is serving the central South Dakota community and beyond with a great selection of used vehicles. Local trades and program vehicles are available. New Toyotas and new Fords are arriving and selling before they even hit the lot. So don't wait. Stop in and find out what's coming. If you've been thinking about ordering a new Ford, stop in and sit down with one of our sales specialists today. Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Call 605-224-7378 and visit CapitalCityFordToyota.com.
As we welcome you back here to Hyde Stadium, as you are listening to KCCR Pierre, a Riverfront Broadcasting Station, it is a 2-0 lead for the Pierre Governors over the Rapid City Stevens Raiders. John Winkler alongside Blake Dean. Governors scored on a leadoff walk that then George Stalley had an RBI triple, and then he was driven in by the sac fly from Lincoln Keenels. First two guys reached base, both of them came in to score, and then the Governors stranded the bases loaded, as it's going to be 4, 5, and 6 for Rapid City Stevens. Cody Pope, Colton Mosher, and Cade Walker. Here's the first pitch from Spencer Easlin, and he gets another pop-up. Left side, long run over for Keenels near the line. He'll make the catch. Long run. That he jogged over, gliding over to make the catch, and one pitch and one out to open up the top of the second inning. That is 4 pop-ups from Rapid City Stevens in their first 4 at-bats.
That just tells you Spencer Easland is throwing the ball across the plate, making them put it in play, and their bats are going underneath the baseball, catching the bottom half.
Here's the first pitch. That one's fouled back. It's 0-1 as Mosher comes in, as he is, if I can find his number, there he is, hitting 282 with a 420 on-base percentage, 11 hits, just 1 double. His only extra base hit, and the count's 1-1. 8 RBIs, 14 runs scored so far for the Raiders center fielder here in this ball game. Again, only one game, varsity game here this evening with the JV playing beforehand. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, and it's now 1-2.
You look at Mosher's numbers here. He has struck out 9 times as opposed to 3 walks here. So a 1-2 count from Spencer Easland, maybe looking for the strikeout here.
1-2 pitch. That's upstairs, and the count's even at 2 balls and 2 strikes to the Stevens center fielder. He followed by Cade Walker, the shortstop.
I wonder if it's Mosher or Moshier.
You're probably right.
I don't know.
2-2 pitch is outside, just a bit outside, and it's now 3-2. Yeah, the pitcher's name is Bickett, not Beckett, as the Moshier. Maybe it's Moshier.
Moshier. Could be.
It's a
Josh Beckett is a major league pitcher, so I understand the confusion there.
3-2 pitch is missed for ball 4, and there's 1 on and 1 out.
I should say was a major league pitcher, not is a major league pitcher.
I appreciate you having my back.
That's an easy mistake to make. We're at a ball field. You see
because it's basically spelled exactly like Beckett, but it's an I instead of an E. And the handwriting from Coach Dial is, I don't know, well, actually, it's my reading that's not very good because that's clearly an I in his lineup card. Here's the first pitch, and that's missed for ball 1 to Cade Walker. I could have lied and said his handwriting was bad. Nobody can see it.
That's true. Yeah.
I guess I could put it up to the iPad and you can look at it that way, but I've already made the mistake.
I was going to say we've spoiled the fun for our audience.
Runner takes off. 1-0 pitch is fouled out of play on the right side. Count is even at a ball and a strike.
Kind of going back to the George Washington I cannot tell a lie type of thing. Is that what you're going with here, John?
Yeah,
I'm very proud of you that we have a very honest play-by-play man here, ladies and gentlemen of KCCR Radio.
Okay, well, now you don't have to talk me up that much.
Oh,
you don't have to lie about it. Here's
Why
a 1-1
would I lie
pitch.
about that?
That one's popped, fouled out of play. And the count's now 1-2. John Winkler, George Washington. What they had in common is
they cannot tell a lie.
Cannot tell a lie. And that right there is why John Winkler and George Washington have nothing in common.
And that is where the paths diverge.
Here is the 1-2 pitch from Spencer Easlin to Cade Walker. Runner takes off again, and spoiling the pitch and fouling it out of play is Cade Walker, and the count remains at 1-2. So that's the second time that Mosher has taken off for second and has been denied an opportunity to be either thrown out or be safe at second. We'll do another 1-2 count coming up.
See if Eastland can induce another pop-up here, maybe keep the ball on the ground and get a double play.
Eastland with a long pause, 1-2 pitch. There's a line shot off of Eastland's leg, and then Nedved can't pick it up, and that one hurts. As coaching staff, as well as Sam Knobs, will make his way out there to check on Eastland. That one hurt.
Yeah, that sounded painful. We could hear that from the audio mic up here. Picked that one up, and that is just a dull thud going off of what we hope was the muscle there. You really gotta feel for Eastland, because that sounded just as bad. It probably felt much worse, but it sounded horrible from up here.
Well, and Eastland is quickly getting back up to his feet. That's a good sign. He's going to walk off the mound, and I'm sure the competitor in Spencer Eastland would like to continue playing in this ball game, and a good sign of sportsmanship as Walker goes and gives a fist bump to Eastland. But Eastland will come out of the baseball game. Looks like Brecken Kruger will go to the mound, and we'll have Johnny Lyons come into the game as the DH. He'll join the field, and Spencer Eastland will get checked out. And we'll take a break. We'll come back, and we'll tell you the changes where everybody's going to be positioned out here after this. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota is serving the central South Dakota community and beyond with a great selection of used vehicles. Local trades and program vehicles are available. New Toyotas and new Fords are arriving and selling before they even hit the lot. So don't wait. Stop in and find out what's coming. If you've been thinking about ordering a new Ford, stop in and sit down with one of our sales specialists today. Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Call 605-224-7378 and visit CapitalCityFordToyota.com.
Hey, let's go. We're going to be late for the baseball game.
I know. My air conditioner is letting me down like our middle reliever last game. I have to give someone a call.
That's easy. Call in the closer, AirTech Heating and Cooling. They use Coleman brand heaters and air conditioners, and like our team's closer, AirTech with Coleman products give us quality and dependability we can trust to win the game.
You're right. I'm going to the bullpen. AirTech, I need you.
So as we welcome you back here, Brecken Kruger is now on the mound here for the Pierre Governors. Johnny Lyons will move into the third base spots, and Matthew Hanson will go from third to center. And no change in the lineup for the Pierre Governors, but Spencer Eastland is coming out, precautionary. Whether he's hopefully he'll be able to return, pitch again here, maybe this weekend even. But we'll see how that goes. And obviously, first and foremost, you hope that he's okay long term before you even think about getting back on the baseball field again. But boy, that was a line shot, and it was that one hurt for Spencer. Like you could, like you said, you could hear it up here, and it's. Thankfully, he was able to get back up as quick as he did.
Absolutely, and it was one of those things where, watching that in real time, I had to hold myself from yelling, ouch into the microphone, because if that felt as half as bad as it looked from up here, that's going to smart for a while.
And so Eastland will be checked out, and Brecken Kruger now will come to the plate, and unfortunately, Eastland only faces 6 batters. He gave up that one hit. That was the last batter that he faced. 1 walk and 1 hit, but he had 4 pop-ups. He was throwing strikes. He was in the zone, and a good outing for Eastland that he won't get enough credit for by the time the season comes to an end, because he only lasted an inning and a third. But with the runners at first and second, the first pitch to Gavin Williamson is taken for ball 1. But a solid outing for Spencer Eastland, unfortunately cut short.
Absolutely, and let's hope that Brecken Kruger can keep these runners from plating here.
That was a ground ball. Stopped by Keenholz. The throw to first is off the glove of Gary Nedved. And then 1 run will come in to score, make it a 2-1 ball game. And it's now 1st and 3rd with 1 away. That will be an error charge to Nedved. Keenels was able to stop it, and the runner at second, and Moshier was jumped over the ball to try and limit Keenels seeing that ground ball all the way through. Keenels was able to come up, had a strong throw, and just went off the top of the glove of Nedved and out to the first base dugout. So it's an E3 and a 2-1 ball game now with 1 out here in the top of the second, as it's Hayden Bentz, the first baseman, that will step to the plate with that tying run now 90 feet away.
Yeah, that's a tough play. The runner that was moving from second to third on the ground ball had to really jump to get out of the way, and I think that may have affected the throw from Kienholz to Nedved. Nedved got a glove on it and had his foot on the bag, but was unable to corral the ball, and that allowed both of the lead runners to move up a base, the runner at third to score, and then the runner from first, who was moving to second, ended up moving from second to third.
The first pitch to Hayden Bentz was skied out of play, landed right in the the westbound lane of traffic on Capitol, but thankfully no car was in that spot.
There was a steady stream of traffic going across Capitol Avenue on the eastbound side that luckily no cars were hit.
That was popped up right center field. Jet Zabel will go back. He'll make the catch. Runner will tag from third. Cut off by Wiebe at second. No throw coming in, so the game is now tied 2-2 on a sacrifice fly by Hayden Bentz, and there's 2 away to bring up Luke Jagris. And our great friend the train has returned here in this ball game. Yesterday, I had the shortest train go through, but it had obviously they got to, I'm sure all the rules, I don't know all the rules of being a locomotive guy, but I had to blare the horn for a really long time. It felt like he blew the horn for about a full half inning as he's making his way through town. But
yeah, I guess every time that I've seen a train go through, go ahead and call this play, John.
There's a ground ball through the left side for Luke Jagris. He is on base. It's now 1st and 2nd with 2 away, and it brings up Brady Bickett, the pitcher, with runners at 1st and 2nd, 2 away, and the top of the order now up for the Stevens Raiders.
Anyway, to finish that thought, every time that I have seen a train roll through here, and you can probably attest to this being here for a few years now, every time that I've seen a train roll through here, once they not only hit the ball field, but I think even prior that they have blared their horn, I think 3 to 5 times anywhere in that range. So I'm sure there's probably some rule. Neither of us are experts in terms of as far as trains are concerned, but I'm assuming that's a rule when going through town, that there's probably a need to blare the horn at least 3 to 5 times anywhere in between there.
Here's the first pitch to Brady Bickett. That's upstairs and outside for ball 1. As loud as it can get here sometimes, nothing is as loud as sitting in Minot when the train goes through, and you got that old-time grandstand that really echoes everything. That is the loudest train horn that's not even, it's farther away than what this is here at Heights Stadium. But boy, that train is almost deathly loud. It's hard to even call anything or talk while that's happening. There's a swing and a foul ball. That will get out of play, and it's now 2-1 to Brady Bickett.
Over to the eastbound side of Capitol Avenue did that one go, and I don't believe that one hit a car either. But yeah, I have not been to Minot, gosh, I don't think maybe ever, but those old aluminum grandstands definitely amplify the noise.
There's a ground ball to the right side. Jaden Wiebe will stay down on it. He'll throw to first to retire the side, and that will end things here in the top of the second inning. But 2 runs score in the inning on 2 hits. There was 1 error and one man left on base, 2 men left on base. We have played an inning and a half. It is a 2-2 score between the Pierre Governors and the Stevens Raiders. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
People helping people. Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do. Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
As we welcome you back here, bottom of the second inning, Pierre Governors and the Sturgis, or not Sturgis, I don't know why I keep calling Sturgis, Rapid City Stevens Raiders are tied 2-2. Anybody listening from Rapid City, quit calling us Sturgis, or not Sturgis, for Rapid City Stevens. 2-2 is our score. Spencer Easlin, he went an inning and a third, gave up 2 runs, only charged with 1 earned run, 1 hit, 1 walk. He did not have a strikeout, but he threw just 18 pitches. 12 of those were strikes, so in the span of the other 5 batters that he faced, he threw just 2 balls with 6 balls in total, and 4 obviously coming on the 1 walk. So a really good outing for Spencer Easlin, but unfortunately was hit by a comebacker on the right leg and was removed from the ball game. And here's now Brecken Kruger, the pitcher for the Governors, in for his first at-bat. And the first pitch, a check swing, no swing, and it's ball 1 to Brecken Kruger.
Yeah, ball just off the bat of Cade Walker, the shortstop for the Stevens Raiders, just comes back and hits Eastland in the leg, and he has to exit this game early. But you can't say enough about the job that he was doing up to that point. And, you know, even like you said, John, very efficient, 18 pitches, and got through an inning and a third.
The 2-0 pitch bounces in, and it's now 3-0 here to Kruger. On deck, top of the order, Jaden Wiebe and then George Stalley. He might reach his base, Lincoln Keenels. The Governors were able to score those 2 runs with those 3 hitters in the bottom of the first inning, as we are tied 2-2 here in the now bottom of the second. 3-0 pitch, Kruger taking all the way, and it misses for ball 4, as that is already walk number 4 issued by Brady Bickett here tonight, and it will bring up Jaden Wiebe, the top of the order. That was pitch number 39. And again, through 2 full innings, 27 pitches between Spencer Easlin and Brecken Kruger, 39 pitches in 1 inning and 1 batter to open up the second inning for Bickett. First pitch, that one misses outside for ball 1.
Yeah, and you think with the 4 walks here from Bickett that these walks are going to come back to haunt. Coming into this game, you know, Bickett only had, let me see if I can pull up the stats here as there's a pickoff to first base. That Bickett had 11 walks coming into this game with 15 strikeouts. So he had more strikeouts than he did walks, but 4 walks to open this game evens him up 15-15 because he has, he does have 1 strikeout of Matthew Hanson, but now his strikeout to walk ratio is definitely diminished here tonight.
The 1-0 pitch hit the bottom of the zone, 1-1 count here to Jaden Wiebe. Here's the pitch from Bickett. There's a ground ball to the left side, fielded by the shortstop. Long throw across is gonna be in time to get Wiebe out at first base. And a little bit of a delay call, but Walker was able to fire a strike over to Bentz at first to retire Wiebe, and there's 1 down here in the bottom of the second. But to second base is Kruger, and it will bring up George Stalley. That was a very close play. And I think Wiebe, he's got, like a little hand protector in his back pocket. I think he was starting to take it out, thinking he had beat it out at first base, and was getting ready to go at first base.
Yeah, definitely a close play that could have gone either way, but a very strong throw from Walker to first base to get the out.
Count is 2-0 here to George Stalley, who tripled home Wiebe in his first at-bat. Now he's got an opportunity with a base hit to score Brecken Kruger and to give the Governors the lead right back here in the bottom of the second. Here's the 2-0 pitch from Bickett to Stalley. That one misses outside, and it's now 3-0.
Yes, Stalley leads this team in slugging percentage coming into tonight, so clearly not a surprise that he, tripled home the first run of the game for the Govs. But with a runner in scoring position, you got to think that this is one of the guys you want at the plate right now.
3-0 pitch. That one is at the bottom of the zone, now 3-1. But still a good hitter's count here for George Stalley. On deck, Lincoln Kienholz. It'd be followed by Gary Nedved. Kruger leads away from second. Here's the 3-1 pitch to Stalley. That one is outside, and it will be another walk, the 5th walk issued. And it's now first and second with one away.
Now he's even.
You were just, one batter, 2 batters ahead? I think only 1 batter ahead. So
maybe it was a future prediction
right.
or something.
You got any predictions on lottery numbers? Or are you going to keep that for yourself?
Yeah, I better keep that power for myself here and not spoil that.
Here's the first pitch to Lincoln Kienholz. That one gets off the glove of Jagaris. A pass ball that will allow both runners to move up 90 feet. And it's now second and third again. Here for the Pierre Governors, trying to get the lead back.
Yeah, let's see if Kienholz can put one on the grass here. With runners in scoring position, big spot here for the Govs to retake the lead that was stolen from them by the Raiders in the top of the second.
Brecken Kruger getting a big lead over at third base with the third baseman and Williamson not really close to holding him on. The 1-0 pitch is at the knees for a strike, and it's now 1-1. And where we sit, obviously, if you're watching on YouTube right now, you can see that we're up on the right side of foul territory, not right behind home plate. As the 1-1 pitch is fouled back and hit the top of the netting, and you can hear the excitement in my voice because that one was probably not going to come for me, but it was going to be on a line and probably just like a window over. The count's now 1-2. But it looks like I think maybe Jagaris is setting up a little outside every pitch because he doesn't move the glove very much, but those pitches have been as Keno swings and misses and strikes out for out number 2. A lot of those pitches that Jagaris catches and doesn't really move the glove doesn't get the strike call, and I think that's where, if you're watching again, you're probably seeing that catch, the catcher just not really even go out farther to his right, and he's probably setting up a little bit outside. Here's Gary Nedved now with 2 away. There's a line shot, but right to the second baseman and Morlang to retire the side, so the Governors will strand runners at second and third. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. 2 completes here at Hyde Stadium. 2-2 is our score between the Pierre Governors and the Rapid City Stevens Raiders. You listen to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Wondering what to do with the pitted and rutted drive? B&B Equipment will get you covered. Wanting to put something down the ground? B&B Equipment will put a hole in your project. Need to even up that property? B&B Equipment can fill that need. B&B Equipment can deliver all your gravel and material needs. B&B Equipment is here for all your excavation needs. Contact B&B Equipment, 224-6727. A contractor here for you. That's B&B Equipment, 224-6727.
Hey, yo, Speedo's Lawn Care.
Hello. Say, my yard's in rough shape. It's got weeds, brown spots, and crabgrass.
Yeah, no problemo. What shade of green you need? We got 31 shades of green over here. Even the latest shade of septic tank grass green. That one just naturally gives off a glow.
Call the professionals at True Green. They know how to get your lawn healthy and keep it healthy. They guarantee it. All technicians are trained and certified. Call True Green, 882-0643.
As we welcome you back here, top of the third inning, as the Pierre Governors and Rapid City Stevens Raiders tied 2-2. John Winkler alongside Blake Dean. Here with 2, 3, and 4, Cooper Morlang, Gavin Skinner, and Cody Pope will be the first 3 hitters for the Stevens Raiders. Brecken Kruger finished out the second inning, got the last 2 men retired as he was not responsible for the 2 runs that scored. But he's given up 1 hit so far in those 2/3 of an inning for the Pierre Governors. And Brecken Kruger, he pitched Monday, I believe it was, if I remember that correctly. Or did he pitch actually last night against Sturgis? He did pitch last night against Sturgis. Can't keep the days straight with how many baseballs we've played. He gave up 2 hits in 2 innings, throwing just 22 pitches. There's a swing and a miss to open up the top of the third inning. And that's why he is able to return here in this ball game after pitching just yesterday. Here's the 0-1 pitch. There's a ground ball right back to Kruger. He will field. And a quick throw to first base. Retires the leadoff man in 2 pitches. And there's one down here in the top of the 3rd inning.
Yeah, you look at the numbers for Brecken Kruger coming into this outing, having only thrown 3 1/3 innings, facing 19 batters, giving up 9 hits. Another one tonight makes it 10, 6 runs, 6, all of them earned. 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, a 12.6 ERA just based on the number of runs, those 6 runs there, with a 3 whip. He's left 6 men on base.
The 1-0 pitch is outside. Now 2-0 to Gavin Skinner, who flew out to the center fielder, which was Kruger at the time, back in the top of the 1st inning.
To finish the stats on Kruger, he does have a pickoff. He's allowed 1 stolen base.
That one's popped up in the shallow center field. Lincoln Keenels will call off Jane Wiebe and will make the catch on the second base side of the outfield. There's 2 down.
And coming into this outing, Kruger had a batting average against of 500, but that is definitely dropping with the solid outing that he has put together tonight, only allowing the 1 hit.
Cody Pope, the right fielder, he was 0 for 1. He popped out to Keenels. That was over by the third base foul line back in the top of the 2nd inning. And he'll pop this one up out towards center field, and Matthew Hanson calls for it. And a 1-2-3 inning for Brecken Kruger here on the top of the 3rd. Still 2-2 between Pierre and Rapid City Stevens. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
If you're in the market for a new home, call my mom or grandma, Kathy. Sunshine Properties is my mom and my grandma.
When you're ready to buy or sell, rely on us, Kathy Sunshine Properties. We'll help you to buy or sell with confidence. When you're out and about, stop and see us at our new location on the corner of Capitol and Central here in Pierre.
Hey you. Are you at a job that is fulfilling, has good benefits to support you or a family today, and retirement goes down the road? If you just said no, listen up. CHS River Plains is hiring operations personnel, drivers, and custom applicators at several locations. These come with a knockout affordable benefit package for you and the whole family. Apply to a job with CHS River Plains and up your benefits straight up. To apply, visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in at one of our locations. CHS is an equal opportunity employer.
As we welcome you back here to the bottom of the 3rd inning, the Pierre Governors, it's a 2-2 ball game. John Winkler alongside Blake Dean. We're just discussing favorite TV shows during the, or just one TV show during the commercial break. Yeah, we hadn't got that far to discuss favorite TV shows. I see you have the Seinfeld shirt on.
Oh yes, I do. The Festivus shirt.
The Festivus, yeah. It's green, so it works for Pierre Governors, but
it does.
Didn't I hear that you don't watch Seinfeld though?
I don't. No.
Oh wow.
So this was a T-shirt that I bought with my family when we took a vacation to New York and Boston back in the summer of 2018, and happened to stop by 30 Rock, and they had some memorabilia from the NBC shows that were on air, both past and present, and Seinfeld just happened to be one of them. And was like, hey, that's a green shirt that I can wear to Governor sporting events, because I had, still one brother in the Pierre School District at the time, so figured I would wear that to sporting events rather than my old Governor apparel.
As the count's 1-1 here to Jet Zabel. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And Zabel will go the other way through the hole on the left side for a base hit. And the leadoff man is aboard to open up the bottom of the 3rd. As it's Zabel, now Cade Kaiser, Johnny Lyons, and Matthew Hanson. It was started with number 5, now 6, 7, and 8 here for the Pierre Governors. As Cade Kaiser flew out to the left fielder and Skinner in his first trip to the plate. Do you know the meaning of Festivus or know about Festivus now?
Well, I've seen the episode.
You're just
where
not
Festivus is mentioned.
Okay, you're just not an avid fan of Seinfeld.
No, not at all.
There's a swing and a miss, and it's 0-1 to Cade Kaiser. There is no Festivus pole to have the feats of strength or no airing of grievances on KCCR.
Correct.
Not until December 23rd. So if there's a basketball game on December 23rd, which there won't be, there's a swing and a miss by Kaiser, hit and run. The throw to second. Zabel kind of dodged away from getting hit by the ball, but he slides in safely as the throw is offline. It counts 0-2, and Zabel is in scoring position here with nobody out. But if there ever were a game on December 23rd, that would be the one where everybody will know how much I can complain about something. I don't know what I would complain about right now, but I would spend the whole broadcast complaining. There's a ground ball to the right side, fielded by the second baseman Morlang, and a good piece of hitting for Kaiser because he moves Zabel over to third base. A quality at bat for Cade Kaiser, and there's one down here in the bottom of the third inning.
This sets up a big opportunity for third baseman Johnny Lyons here to drive in the go-ahead run here in the bottom of the third.
The Governors were held scoreless in the second after having runners at second and third with one out. Now here with a runner at third and one out. Johnny Lyons will bring him home with a ground ball. Sliding stop for the second baseman. What a play by Morlang. It's an RBI ground out from Johnny Lyons, but what a heck of a play by the shortstop Morlang, sliding to his right and to throw back, falling away from first base to get Lyons out. The Governors take a 3-2 lead, and there's clapping all around the stadium for both teams on that play.
Yeah, that was a heck of a play by Cooper Morlang, the second baseman for the Stevens Raiders. He was going to his right and made a heck of a play.
And Luke Jagaris will catch the pop-up from Matthew Hanson near the bricks and nearly out of play behind home plate, and it will retire the side as quickly as the Governors had something going. They score the run, 1 hit, 1 run, no errors, and no one left on base. We have played 3 innings. It is a 3-2 lead now for the Pierre Governors. You listen to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
This is the life. Sitting here, sipping lemonade, basking in the warm sun, and admiring the beauty and the solitude of my very own landscaped backyard. You know, I wasn't sure, but I was so glad when I made the call to Andy at Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping to finally have the work done. Calling Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping was probably one of the best and the easiest decisions I've ever made.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, 280-4440. That's 280-4440.
Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota is serving the central South Dakota community and beyond with a great selection of used vehicles. Local trades and program vehicles are available. New Toyotas and new Fords are arriving and selling before they even hit the lot. So don't wait. Stop in and find out what's coming. If you've been thinking about ordering a new Ford, stop in and sit down with one of our sales specialists today. Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Call 605-224-7378 and visit CapitalCityFordToyota.com.
It is the top of the fourth inning, and the Pierre Governors, they are leading 3-2 over the Rapid City Stevens Raiders. John Winkler alongside Blake Dean. And I've done a better job of making sure I'm saying Rapid City Stevens and not Sturgis. As we are in the top of the fourth, Colton Moshier will lead things off. First pitch, he was showing bunt, pulls it back, and taken outside for ball 1. He walked and came around to score. He was the Sturgis, there I get.
Set yourself up for the failure on that one, John.
Rapid City Stevens' first run. That was a bunt foul. It'll get to the net against 1-1.
Speak and it shall happen.
Oh, man. Get a little bit of confidence, a little bit, I guess I got too cocky and not confidence. And I butchered it again. Here's a 1-1 pitch now from Brecken Kruger to Colton Moshier. That one just a bit inside. It's now 2-1. Good thing there's an off day tomorrow.
Yeah.
No baseball tomorrow.
Get a chance to rest the brain, rest the vocal cords a little bit. You definitely deserve it, that's for sure.
Here's a 2-1 pitch. That one's outside. It's now 3-1. There's not a whole lot of brains to rest, but at least you get something.
I'm not even gonna go there, John. You're setting me up too much. I'm not.
Here's
gonna go there.
The 3-1 pitch. That one's popped foul. That one will get out of play, and it's now 3-2. Last Tuesday when the Pierre Governors played Huron, obviously that was nowhere near going to Capitol Lake, but you kind of put out somewhat of the challenge of maybe giving $5 to anybody that goes to the lakes and gets a foul ball. And that was popped up, foul territory. Nedved giving a long run, but he's going to run out of space, and he nearly hops the brick wall, as it being a foul ball. And the count remains at 3-2. But do they almost have to come to the press box and have a water-soaked baseball to prove it to you, right?
Not just a water-soaked baseball. It's got to be it's got to be filled with the dirt and grime that is, and probably goose poop that is in Capitol Lake.
There's a ground ball left side. It's a base hit as Lions went diving for it. Couldn't come away with it. Bounced over his glove. Keno's got a glove on it. I don't think even if he comes away with the play that he ends up getting a throw across to try and get Mosher. And there is now one on, nobody out. Leadoff man's aboard to open up the top of the fourth inning as Cade Walker, the shortstop, will come to the plate. I guess maybe they have to be soaked in all that too. No, that way they prove that they were down in the lake to actually get it.
Yes, but please, if you do decide to do that, I will still honor my word, but we'll exchange the baseball and the money on a table, because I'm definitely not in any world trying to touch that said person.
They throw to second on a steal from Mosher, and he isn't safely at second. Kaiser didn't catch it cleanly, but I think the tag wouldn't have been applied in time anyway. And the count is 1-1, I believe, here to Cade Walker, the shortstop. All of a sudden we're going to get a letter from like Game Fish and Parks or something saying, hey, don't be telling people on the radio you can't go jumping into Capitol Lake looking for a baseball. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Kruger to Walker. That one's popped up, foul territory again, the right side. Nowhere near Capitol Lake, and it'll get out of play on the right side, and it counts 1-2 here to Walker.
Again, we're not advertising that people go do this.
No, we don't want you to go do it, but, I mean, if you really want $5,
$10.
$10. Oh, $10. Okay, well.
I said $5 or $10
okay.
on the broadcast.
5 or 10. There you go. Here's the 1-2 pitch. There's a ground ball to the right side. It'll be fielded by the second baseman Wiebe on a slide, and Gary Nedved didn't get on the base as he was trying to come back to it, and it ends up being now first and third with nobody out. As Nedved went to his right to try and make the play, then got back over to the first base bag. Wiebe made a nice sliding play to make that happen, but the throw, and Nedved just couldn't find his feet on the base pad, or back to the base.
And this sets up the Stevens Raiders to come back and tie this game again here in the top of the fourth. Dangerous territory here that the Governors are trying to tightrope walk here.
First pitch is over for strike one to Gavin Williamson. They give a single to Cade Walker.
So that would put Cade Walker 2 for 2 tonight with 2 infield singles, if I'm not mistaken.
The runner takes off for second. The throw to second, and now the runner will take off for home. Keno throws a dart to home. They tag him out at the plate. Now the throw to third, and he is safe at third base. Nearly got a double play, but the runner is out at the plate. And Johnny Lyons holding the tag down for the entire way that the runner in Walker was getting up on the bag. And
I don't believe time was granted for him to take his hands off the bag, but I could be mistaken.
So it ends up being a 2-6-2 on the out two of Mosher at the plate. And then Walker gets the credit for a steal, and then ends up taking third on the throw home. So now there is 1 on and 1 out. There is still a runner at third base. And the infield is drawn in all the way around to try and keep this a 3-2 ball game here in the top of the fourth. The 0-1 pitch misses, and it's now 1-1. And actually 2-1 is the count to Gavin Williamson.
This is a big part of this game right here, this top of the fourth, and especially with this runner on third.
2-1 pitch is well upstairs, and it's now 3-1. That might be a play to circle right now, in that Mosher was out at the plate. because that could come back to be a difference maker in this ball game if the Pierre Governors pick up the win. Here's the 3-1 pitch. There's a line drive out towards left center field. Hanson comes in, slides, makes the catch. A runner tags. The throw coming into the plate. It's up the line, and scoring from third base will be Walker on the sacrifice fly, and the ball game is now tied at 3-3. Hanson made a nice sliding grab out in center field, but it allowed the runner to tag and score. There's now 2 down, and the bases are now empty. This has been a wild inning to see a 3-3 score. 2 hits, a sacrifice fly, but the other's 2 outs in the inning, and it's a 3-3 ball game now. As it brings up Hayden Bentz, the first baseman, who had a sac fly RBI, his first trip to the plate. That one is popped up, fouled out of play.
Yeah, Bentz coming into this game with a .296 average, a .424 on base percentage, a .370 slugging percentage, with 6 of his 8 hits being singles, the other 2 being doubles. He has 7 RBI with 8 runs, 4 walks, and 14 strikeouts.
And a line shot out to Keenels, a soft liner. He was able to back up and make the catch to retire the side here in the top of the 4th. 1-run scores on 2 hits in the inning. There were no errors and no one left on base. We have played 3.5. The Pierre Governors lead in the Rapid City Stevens Raiders, tied 3-3. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
ComTech is a total technology solutions provider. ComTech is ready to get technology to work for you, not against you. Stop into ComTech to see our selection of TVs, home audio systems, computers, and security systems. They have brand names like Samsung, Bose, Sonos, and Lenovo, just to name a few. ComTech has what you're looking for in technology. Stop in at 1601 Lowell Avenue in Pierre, or visit their website at comtechplus.com. ComTech, your trusted technology solutions provider.
Dr. Nick and Chelsea Redeman at Floss Dentistry in Pierre is family owned and operated. They have modern practice with skill and caring staff. They have same-day availability. Floss Dentistry is located at 603 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre, with hours Monday through Thursday from 8 to 5. Give them a call at 605-224-2161, and don't put off that scheduled cleaning any longer. Floss Dentistry, 603 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre, or give Dr. Nick and Chelsea Redeman a call at 605-224-2161.
As we welcome you back here in the bottom of the 4th inning, the Pierre Governors and the Rapid City Stevens Raiders are tied 3-3 at the end of the top of the 4th. John Winkler alongside Blake Dean, Brecken Kruger, Jaden Wiebe, and George Stalley, the first 3 men at the plate, just like it was in the 2nd inning for the Pierre Governors. As Kruger walked his first trip to the plate, Brady Bickett has kind of settled in here. Gave up 1 run on the 3rd inning, but has kind of slowly settled into this ball game as he has thrown 60 pitches through 3 innings, 2 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned, 5 walks, 2 strikeouts. That walk to George Stalley since then, he's given up 1 hit, but has been able to get that one of his 2 strikeouts, and like I said, kind of settling into this ball game as even though he's over halfway done with the amount of pitches he can throw. And Kruger will swing at the first pitch, grounded over the shortstop and Walker, throw across. The diamond pulls off the man at first, and Kruger is safe at first to open up the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, and kind of like we talked about at the top of the broadcast too, John, you know, this is not the same Rapid City Stevens Raider baseball team that we've seen in years past. This is a tight ball game here in the bottom of the 4th between these 2 clubs, with both teams kind of trading punches here.
First pitch is upstairs for ball 1 to Jaden Wiebe. Wiebe, Stalley, and then Keenels. Wiebe is 0 for 1 right now. Walked and then also ground out to the shortstop. 1-0 pitch is upstairs. It's now 2-0. They charge an error to the shortstop and Walker on the play.
I believe both of the Raider errors are on Walker, or maybe they potentially have 3, because I think one of the plays should be from that pickoff move that Bickett threw over to first base. That would be an error on him, I believe. So I think they have 3 errors, but at least two of the three errors that the Stevens Raiders have are attributed to Cade Walker.
So they fly out from Jaden Wiebe. There's one down here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Brecken Kruger got pretty far away from first base and had to dive back in. There was no throw, but Mosher was looking like he was going to throw. And you're right, Blake, that there's 2 errors charged to the shortstop, and then the pickoff attempt was the other error for Rapid City Stevens. That one's upstairs for a ball. Taking second is Kruger. He is safe at second. The shortstop and Walker high-stepping back to the second baseman in Moorlang was high-stepping back over to the mound, thinking that maybe they got Kruger out second, but he has a stolen base. And the count's 2-0 with a runner at second base.
That was indeed a close play. I think that the second baseman, Moorlang, definitely had some, I guess I'm not sure what the right word is. There was some benefit to him thinking that they possibly got Kruger on that play, because that was definitely a closer play than it seemed on the field.
So you try and maybe sell the call the umpire to get him to call him out even if he is safe. 3-0 pitch is over for a strike, and the count's now 3-1 here to George Stalley with Lincoln Keenels on deck. But Alan Goodman, the umpire out at second base, not going to be fooled by a sell from anybody.
Absolutely.
Here's the 3-1 from Bickett to Stalley. And Stalley will pop it up right side. Kruger have to get back to second. Moorlang, the second baseman, will make the catch. There's now 2 down, and it will bring up Lincoln Keenels with that go-ahead run. The pitcher, Brecken Kruger, on second base right now. And a 3-3 tie. Keenels 0 for 1. RBI sac fly back in the first, made it 2-0 for Pierre. Then struck out swinging back in the bottom of the second. Here's the first pitch from the lefty Bickett to the right-handed hitting Lincoln Keenels. And he'll pop that one up, foul, and that will get out of play. And it will get behind the press box. Thought maybe we'd hear a clang, but it is 0-1 here to Keenels. Gary Nedved is on deck. Governors are looking to reclaim the lead again. They led 2-0 and then 3-2. But each half inning after the Governors scored, it was answered right back by the Stevens Raiders. That one is upstairs to Keenels and is now 1-1. Nearing the halfway point of this baseball game.
I think appeal was the word I was looking for earlier when I was kind of stumped there. Maybe not the right word either, but I'm still kind of stuck on that one.
1-1 pitch. There's a ground ball that's fielded by the third baseman. Kruger was off on contact. He is now caught into a pickle, and he's going to try and race him all the way back, and now he gets run into by the shortstop, and that should be, and I believe the umpire, well, I think, yeah, they're going to call interference, and he's going to be safe at third base. So they got Kruger out at third, and interference is going to be called because when the ball was tossed, Kruger stopped and ended up backing into one of the Stevens Raiders players, and they're all over the place. So I don't know if it was a shortstop, second baseman, first baseman, could have been the left fielder or the right fielder at that point, but everybody is safe. Keenels at second, Kruger's over at third, and the Governors have runners at second and third, and Alan Goodman had that right away. And I thought maybe they're going to call it, but as soon as he put his hand out and it was pointing at the guy that had the interference to allow, and then everything else was pretty much moot at that point, and they thankfully it didn't last too much longer for Kruger to get out of breath. But it's now second and third. After all that, second and third with 2 away. And Gary Nedved will ground the first pitch to the right side. Off of the second baseman, Moorlang. The throw to first is not in time. Keenels will try and score. The throw comes back to the plate. It was a low throw, so Keenels is able to dive back in safely at third without a throw. And this game has really opened up with just 1 run scoring in the fourth inning. It's now a 4-3 lead with runners at first and third. It will go as a fielder's choice on Lincoln Keenels' hit. And then Gary Nedved, I believe that will be an air charge to the second baseman to catch everything back up. But it's first and third. Governors have a 4-3 lead. And that's the second error of the inning and the fourth error of the ball game now for the Rapid City Stevens Raiders. I don't know why I keep calling them Sturgis.
All I have to say as far as what we've just seen, John, is one thing. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the circus.
That was out toward left field. Skinner will make the catch, and that will retire the side here in the bottom of the fourth inning. We didn't even have a chance to talk about these plays because of the first pitch was hit every single time. 1 run scores. There were no hits in the inning, but there were 2 errors, and there was 2 men left on base. So we have played 4 completes. The Pierre Governors lead the Rapid City Stevens Raiders 4-3 at Hyde Stadium. And Pierre and the Ringling brothers are in town as well. As we'll come back in a minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates, at your service, at your side, with offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
BankWest Insurance has the expertise and resources to deliver personalized service and customized solutions. As an independent agency, we shop dozens of companies to get you the best coverage at the best price. As your trusted choice for insurance coverage, we promise to go the extra mile so you can rest assured your loved ones and your assets are protected. Contact your local agent to put BankWest Insurance to work for you.
Not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, may go down in value, equal opportunity provider.
As we welcome you back here into Hyde Stadium, it is a 4-3 lead in the top of the 5th inning for Pierre over the Stevens Raiders. John Winkler alongside Blake Dean as Luke Jagras swings and misses at the first pitch. Blake, you got the information. Luke Jagras is a former Post 22 player, but you got the information of why he's not playing for Post 22 and playing for the Stevens Raiders. As we'll have to do it after this at bat as he skies out to left field, and Kate Kaiser will get underneath it. And he is retired here in 2 pitches.
Yeah, Luke Jagras, former Post 22 alum. It was announced on the Post 22 Facebook page on December 21st last year that Luke Jagras was appointed to the U.S. Military Academy at West Point by Senator Rounds. So that's where he will be heading this summer, and hence why he is playing not with the Post 22 Hard Hats, but with the Rapid City Stevens Raiders this spring.
First pitch to Brady Bickett is over for strike 1, and that's a pretty good honor for Luke Jagras, and understandably why he's not playing for Post 22. There's a ground ball right side. Jaden Wiebe will field as he moves to his left. The throw is in time, and the first 2 men are retired here in the top of the 5th inning as the Governors are looking for a shutdown inning here in the top of the 5th.
Yeah, huge honor for Luke Jagras. You know, as far as his baseball season is concerned, a little off to a slower start than maybe he would like. Only a 172 batting average with an on-base percentage of .351, slugging .345, 5 hits, 2 singles, 1 double, 2 triples, 7 RBI, 5 runs scored, 3 walks, and 7 strikeouts. So, you know, John and I had talked about it earlier on top of the broadcast. Different level as far as maybe pitching is concerned could attribute to why his struggles earlier on this season. But, you know, on top of that, his mind might be elsewhere as well, possibly with his time at West Point soon approaching.
Cooper Morling fouls a 2-0 pitch off the mask of George Stallion. The count's now 2-1. Morling is 0 for 2. He flew out to left field and also grounded back to Brecken Kruger in the 3rd inning. And again, the Governors lead it right now 4-3 here in the top of the 5th inning. And every inning that the Governors have scored on, the next half inning was answered by the same amount. So 2 in the 1st for Pierre, well, it was 2 in the top of the 2nd for Stevens. Then 1 in the bottom of the 3rd and 1 in the top of the 4th for Stevens. But there's a ground ball for Johnny Lyons. The throw to first, and there's a 1-2-3 inning, and the first time that the Governors are able to get a 0 after scoring in the bottom half of the inning. So a 1-2-3 inning for Kruger, a 4-3 lead for the Governors here at the end of the top of the 5th. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
At the Y, we're more than a gym. We're a cause-driven charitable organization nurturing the potential of every youth, adult, and senior in our community. From advocacy to childcare, disease prevention to athletics, swim lessons to safe spaces, our mission ensures that everyone, regardless of their financial situation, can participate in the services that we offer at the Y. We invite you to stop in and check out our youth sports, summer camps, group exercise classes, swim lessons, and so much more. Discover your why at the Oahe Family YMCA in Pierre, where we are for youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
As we welcome you back here, bottom of the fifth inning, Pierre Governors, they lead it 4-3 over the Stevens Raiders. John Winkler alongside Blake D. I can't even get my name right now. Keep calling the Stevens Raiders the Sturgis Scoopers. They are the Stevens Raiders. They are down 4-3. Brady Bickett is into his fifth inning of work, and the Pierre Governors lead it 4-3. John Winkler alongside Blake Dean here on this Wednesday evening. Just past 8 o'clock at KCCR Pierre, a Riverfront Broadcasting Station. At least got the legal ID correct.
You know what? That's really all that matters. And it's not been just you. Words have been hard for myself as well tonight. Little below our A game, but we're toughing it out. We're grinding it out for you, the listeners here this evening.
We are working hard for everybody to be listening. There's a swing and a foul tip in the middle of Jaggerus. I said he got a cramp yesterday during the broadcast. It's a very dangerous occupation to be a broadcaster. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one's fouled back.
Yeah, definitely not as easy as it might appear on first glance.
Right. Oh, well, hey, you've done a fantastic job through a game and a half so far being up in the booth with me. It's been a lot of fun.
I was going to say it's been a lot of fun, John. Thanks for letting me come up here and wear the headset. It's been a real joy so far. So
it's not going to stop anytime soon.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Okay, good. I'm glad that you say that too. There's a swing and a miss by Cade Kaiser, and there's one down here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Thought maybe that if you would have said that it was going to stop after 9, we would have had a serious talk after the after the broadcast was over. They're going to have maybe a mound visit, maybe a pitching change. We'll see if they will continue to go with Bickett.
Yeah, Bickett's really kept him in this ball game to this point, so if they take him out here, maybe he's reached his pitch limit. We'll have to look at the numbers and see.
And at 76 pitches, he will be relieved in the ball game, and we'll see what all the defensive changes are here in just a little bit. We'll step aside for a minute. You listen to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
The count may change with every pitch, but what doesn't change is God's love for you. Come join us at Faith Lutheran Church to hear about the God who blesses us with athletic skill, meaningful relationships, and the peace and comfort that comes from his Son Jesus. You can worship on Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. or on Sunday mornings at 8:30 or 11 a.m. Faith Lutheran Church is up the hill at 714 North Grand and happy to support our athletes, their families, and our community.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
As we welcome you back here, we do know the man on the mound is Cade Walker, as he will be in relief of Brady Bickett, who finishes evening with a strikeout, and now we're trying to figure out where everybody else is located on the field, because looks like we have a new man in the ball game out in right field, which Cody Pope, the right fielder, maybe he's still in the ball game right now. We'll have to figure out. Let's see, and he would be coming up second in the order. Looks like Gavin Skinner is at short. if that is correct, Blake.
I believe so,
Okay.
yes. Gavin Skinner has moved from left field to shortstop, and it appears as though Cade Sobchak, number 9, has entered the game and is now playing right field. I don't know. It was hard to kind of see where everybody ended up going. I'm not sure if Bickett is still in the game. He initially went out to center field, but maybe in the shuffle of things, he may have ended up back in the dugout. We're still trying to piece together here what just transpired.
And maybe, and of course, Bickett could have easily got a different glove to go out there in left field, but the left fielder, a lefty, looks like a different color glove than what Bickett had on the mound, but we should know. So Sobczak has definitely entered the ball game, because I'm looking at the game changer right now, and we can maybe look at the Stevens Raiders game changer to see if they got everything that they have on the changes. Okay, so Skinner is out at short. Mosher is in left. Bickett is in center. And Sobchak is in right. Pope has moved from right to first. So the first baseman, and Bentz has come out of the ball game.
That was a lot of shifting.
That is a lot to tell you about. So we'll go through the full around the horn defensively here, like we would in the first inning. We have Mosher out in left field. Colton Mosher in left now. Brady Bickett is in center. Then it is
Cade Sobchak.
Cade Sobchak out in right. Gavin Williamson at third base. Gavin Skinner is in left field. Not in left field, at shortstop. He started in left field, now at shortstop. And then we have Cooper Moreling still at second. He's one of the few guys that hasn't changed, along with Williamson. And then Cody Pope has moved to first. Luke Jagris is still behind the plate. And is Cade Walker now on the mound.
That was a mouthful.
As I said, Williamson at third, and first thing that popped in my head was, I don't know at third. Who's at first? What's on second? I don't know is on third.
Well, the first thing that popped into my mind when you were kind of going around the infield too, John, is we have the left side of the Raider infield is manned by two kids named Gavin.
But different spellings of Gavin.
With different spellings of Gavin. One is Gavan at third base. One is Gavin at shortstop.
I don't know if be like a trivia question. When high school teams got two Gavins with different spellings. There's a 4-pitch walk to Johnny Lyons. And the leadoff man in terms of the pitching performance from Cade Walker turns into a walk for Johnny Lyons after Cade Kaiser struck out to start the fifth inning. And now it's Matthew Hanson, the third baseman, with the runner on first and one down.
Well, and not just that, too, John, as far as the Gavins, but we were kind of going through the lineup as well, and there are two Coltons in the Raider lineup with different spellings as well. We have a Kolten and then a Colton.
Here's the 1-0 pitch to Hanson. That will get to the backstop, and the second base will be Johnny Lyons on the wild pitch. And there's a runner on second with one out. So basically they have their 9 guys in the lineup, and nobody has the same name.
Well, that is correct. And I actually was just looking to see if there were any other names that are the same. There are 2 Cades as well.
Sorry,
there are 3 Coltons on this Raider team, and all of them still with different spellings. One is Colten, Kolten, and then Colton. And then there are 2 Cades, Kade, Cade. None of these kids have the same. A lot of these kids have the same name. None of them are spelled the same.
You say, call for Cade, and no, I mean Cade. Call for Colton, no, I mean Colton. No, not the other. I need the other Colton. So
Colton with a K.
You could
Colton
basically
with a Cenon.
You have Coltons, Gavins, and Cades in the lineup, and everybody knows. You can just put their first names down. Everybody knows where they're supposed to be.
That's
at.
right. You could.
We have a quick mound visit after 8 pitches and 4 balls from Cade Walker with Johnny Lyons at second. Now Matthew Hanson at first, and Okay, at first I thought maybe Pope was coming in to relieve Walker, but he'll stay out there. There was a couple of Petersons on the Brookings Rangers hockey team, which one was P-E-D-E-R-S-O-N and P-E-T-E-R-S-O-N. And then you had Cole Peterson against that Peterson in soccer, which Cole Peterson obviously played for the Pierre Governors.
Yes.
And the Brookings Bobcats for the other Peterson had the P-E-D-E-R-S-O-N. And everybody is going, what?
What are we listening to?
We're the spelling bee, National Spelling Bee, is on KCCR right now. Here's the a swing and a foul back by Brecken Kruger.
Only 2 contestants.
Only 2 contestants, and we would not survive in the National Spelling Bee. We would not make it out of the first round.
Correct.
I can tell you that.
Correct.
Here's a 1-1 pitch. That one's upstairs. A back pick over to first, and sliding back in safely is Matt Hanson. The count's now 2-1 to Brecken Kruger. Some of the words that those kids have to spell. And I mean, just by, and literally by asking the question to use in a sentence and the origin of the word, that's how they know how to spell the word. That one's in the dirt. Lions will take off for third. The throw is a one that had to be picked by the third baseman, Williamson, but Lions slid headfirst safely into third. Both runners move up to second and third base, and the Governors can add to their lead with a base hit from Brecken Kruger. Nope, Hanson did not move up. He stayed at first base. So his runners at first and third, but a base hit will score Lions to make it a 2-run game here in the bottom of the 5th. That one will miss for ball 4. Gets to the backstop. Jageris will throw, and just getting in front of the tag was Johnny Lyons. Hanson was off with the pitch, so when it got to the backstop and Lyons was coming in, Jageris threw it home to try and get Lyons. Hanson didn't break stride and end up at third base. So either way, it's first and third now with 1 out, and the Governors now lead at 5-3. All worked out in the end.
Absolutely. That was a great series of base running by Johnny Lyons, taking third base on the passed ball and then taking home plate on the follow-up pitch, which also happened to be a passed ball coming in ahead of the tag both times, and heads up by Matthew Hanson on the second passed ball. He stayed at first, not knowing if Hanson or if Lyons would move up. He ends up taking 2 bases on 1 pitch.
So now we will have a new pitcher coming in the ball game as Gavin Williamson, the third baseman, will move to the mound. As Cade Walker had just 3 batters that he faced and walked all 3 of them. Governors lead at 5-3. Back in a minute. You listen to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
It takes hard work to reach goals. It's a truth that applies to more than just sports. It also goes for your financial goals. You work hard for your money. You deserve an investment strategy that lines up with your game plan. Your local Edward Jones financial advisor can help. If your investments aren't getting you closer to the win, visit edwardjones.com or stop by your local Pierre area Edward Jones office for a financial review. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
As we welcome you back, here it is now Gavin Williamson on the mound as he will try and get through this 5th inning. After Cade Walker was unable to record an out, he ended up walking the only 3 men that he faced, and now Gavin Williamson will be on the mound. Gavin Skinner will move from short to third, and then Walker will go back to the shortstop. So just a triangle of moves right there between third, short, and the mound. As Trevor Rounds will now run for Brecken Kruger, the pitcher, the courtesy runner over there. And Jaden Wiebe, the top of the order, is up here with the Pierre Governors.
True to his name, Cade Walker walks all 3 batters that he faces. Tough to not put the irony together there.
That's Jaden Wiebe here. He's looking to extend the 2-run lead for the Pierre Governors. The 1-0 pitch, or the first pitch, and Wiebe will line it out towards left field. That one will get over the head of the left fielder in Mosher, and all the way to the wall it will go. 2 runs are going to come around to score as rounds third, and will score easily. The ball gets away from the cutoff man to third base. Sliding head first is Wiebe, and now he will get up, and he's going to stay at third base. Backing up the throw was the shortstop in Walker, but it ends up being a double, 2 RBI double for Jaden Wiebe, and he takes third on the throw, and the Governors lead at 7-3 here with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Yeah, that's a hard hit ball by Jaden Wiebe to left field, and really that's such a tough play by the left fielder. The ball hit right on a line, right at you, hard to know. As far as depth perception, it really tests that when you're not only fighting the sun, but you're also fighting how hard the ball is hit, how much you want to be as far as what your depth perception ends up.
George Stalley gets an RBI single on an infield single because the ball was in the hole on the left side, and there was no chance to get Stalley at first base. He's got his second hit, his second RBI in the ball game, and the Governors now lead it 8-3. And Lincoln Keenel's now the plate. And that was the first extra base hit of the season for Jaden Wiebe, as he's been had all singles until that point. There's a ground ball foul by Keenels as Stalley was off with the pitch, and it's 0-1. Keenels is 0 for 2 with a strikeout, a fielder's choice, but he does have a sac fly RBI back in the first inning.
And based on the last couple of hitters here at the top of the Pierre lineup, both with Wiebe and Stalley, they have both been ahead of the pitches that have been thrown by Williamson. So definitely an opportunity for Keenholz to sit back here and drive the baseball.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Keenholz will sky this one on the infield. Near the first base line, the pitcher will call for it. He'll make the catch in Williamson, and there's now 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th inning, and it brings up the cleanup man in Gary Nedved. 8-3. Governors have scored 4 times here in this inning on just 2 hits. No errors so far in the inning, but 4 errors in total for the Stevens Raiders.
This is the inning where Pierre breaks it open. Really good to see this Governor lineup come alive here.
Stalley takes off with the pitch and throw to second. Not going to be in time. And Stalley's got a stolen base again. And you can smell that one coming from a mile away, and there's nothing most teams can do about it.
Absolutely. That would be, as far as stolen bases go, I don't have that number in front of me, but I'm sure, George Stalley's chalked up quite a few of them over the course of the year.
As Nedved took ball 1, and he's got an opportunity to drive in an RBI here. He's 0 for 3, reached on air twice, and he also popped out to the second baseman. Counts 2-0 here to Gary Nedved. Jet Zabel, who would be the 9th man to come to the plate, he is on deck for the Governors. And they've broken things open to a 5-run lead here in the bottom of the 5th. 8-3 our score. Here's the 2-0. That one is over for a strike, and the count's now 2-1.
And coming into this game, Gary Nedved, second on the team in slugging percentage. This would be the opportunity to boost the numbers here.
The 2-1 pitch has a ground ball. Third base side, that is fouled just on the left side of the third base bag. And the count's now 2-2. George Stalley yesterday had or maybe it was Monday, they ended up having a base hit on a ball that had so much spin. It started in fair territory in the grass, took 2 hops, bounced off the lip of the grass, and came back into fair territory, and he didn't even hit it 30 feet down the line and got an infield single.
Wow.
Here's the 2-2 to Gary Nedved. There's a ground ball and a curve ball. That one's off the third baseman's glove. It'll be another error for Gary Nedved to reach base. This is the 3rd time that he's reached on an error. That'll be a charge to the third baseman. It's now 1st and 3rd with 2 away. And it brings up Jet Zabel.
Yeah, tough play for Gavin Skinner there, the third baseman for Rapid City Stevens. Trying to pick up the short hop, and it just kind of got away from him, and that allows both runners to move up a base, allows Nedved to reach base, and now we've got an opportunity for Jet Zabel to make it a possibly a 9-3 or even a 10-3 ball game with an extra base hit.
Jackson Edmond will come in and courtesy run for George Stalley. There's a chopper from Zabel right to the bag at second base, fielded by Walker, and he steps on the bag at second, and that will retire the side here in the bottom of the fifth. There were 4 runs scored in the inning on just 2 hits, 1 error, and 2 men left on base. We head to the top of the 6th. The Governors lead at 8-3 over the Stevens Raiders. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR, and you're watching on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Zanders has been servicing the Pierre area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the parts you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux in Pierre or call 224-9221. Zanders, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories.
Innovation. It's right here. Avera St. Mary's Hospital keeps care local for you and your family, offering comprehensive care that has earned 4 out of 5 stars by the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services in hospital performance and safety. Avera St. Mary's world-class care is further supported by advanced technology, 2-way video e-consults, 3D mammography, and a state-of-the-art birthing center, so you and your family don't have to go anywhere else, because innovation lives right here in Pierre. Learn more at avera.org/news.
As we welcome you back here, top of the 6th inning, the Pierre Governors, they lead it 8-3 over the Rapid City Stevens Raiders. John Winkler alongside Blake Dean, as Bennett Dean has made his way up to the press box as well. Don't have the headset for him yet. We got to figure out we got to get a third headset to have a Winkler and 2 Deans broadcast.
Well, I suppose you could grab the
he
crowd
could get
mic
the
or
crowd
something.
mic, yeah.
Yeah.
He's shaking his head. Maybe at some point we'll get a post-game interview after a post-8 win this summer.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Then you can finally talk. He's too shy to talk, I think. Shrug of the shoulders.
He doesn't even want to say anything right now when he has no mic in front of him. But it is the top of the 6th. Gavin Skinner, Cody Pope, and Colton Mosher will be the first 3 hitters. And Sobchak will be in the 8th spot, which would be due up 5th in this inning. And the first pitch from Brecken Kruger misses for ball 1 to Gavin Skinner, who is 0 for 2. Flew out to the center fielder, Kruger, in his first at-bat. As that's now 2-0. And then he popped out to the second base side to Lincoln Keenels, just barely in the outfield grass. So he's 0 for 2 looking for his first hit. Rapid City Stevens right now with just 3 hits in total. There's a ground ball back up the middle. Diving stop by Keenels. Gets up. The throw to first is not going to be in time. Wasn't picked out by Nedved, but that was nearly a Sports Center top play from Lincoln Keenels over at shortstop, but an infield single for Skinner. That's impressive just to make it as close as it was.
Absolutely. That ball was hit back up the middle. I didn't think there was a chance that there was going to be a play at first base there, but Lincoln Keenholz showing the athleticism there.
That one's popped foul out of play by Cody Pope. And it's 0-1 to him. He's also popped out to both Keenholz and Hanson, who's out in center field, but he's flown out to the shortstop and center fielder in his 2 trips to the plate. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Pope. That one will miss low, and it's now 1-1.
And going back to Skinner, what I was going to mention was he is definitely one of the 2 leading hitters for this Stevens Raider lineup. Both him and Brady Bickett, the 2 top dogs as far as hitting is concerned. So interesting that they're both struggling as far as putting the ball into play here today. It really goes to show on the scoreboard as to why the Raiders only have 3 runs on 4 hits.
Here's the 2-1 pitch. That one is popped up, and Brecken Kruger will call for it. He'll make the catch, and there's 1 down. Pitcher feeling his position well, and there is 1 down here with Colton Mosher to come to the plate. In that instance, a lot of times coaches will say, don't let the pitcher go get it, but he was in the spot where it was the best. It was 1 for him. Nedved probably doesn't have enough time to get there. You don't want the catcher running out into to the middle of the play. You'd rather him turn around on a pop-up. So Brecken Kruger is able to make the play, and there's one down as there's ball 1 to Colton Mosher, who's been on base both times.
Two things to that point, John. One, pitchers are athletes too. And Brecken Kruger is definitely one of the better ones on this Governor team, obviously patrolling center field most of the time.
That was flown out to right field. The runner was off with the pitch and was able to make the catch. And Skinner, who slipped and fell as he was making his way to second, had to scurry his way back and did so in time. And there's now 2 down here in the top of the 6th inning, and it will bring up Cade Walker, the shortstop, who is 2 for 2 with 2 singles. I appreciate you giving the love to the pitchers.
Absolutely.
All them athletes.
I was told during my season of college baseball, if we're going back to when I was on a roster of college baseball, it was interesting. One of our coaches, our head coach actually at the time, had mentioned something to the effect of he wished that after the pitch was thrown that there was a trap door on the mound that the pitcher would have to fall through because he did not want his pitcher to field any ball at all. Interesting take, and that would be a very interesting thing to employ if that were to be the case at some point, and that would make baseball a lot more entertaining.
Jaden Weeby will field the ground ball at second base to throw Walker out at first. No trap doors at Hyde Stadium, but the Governors have an 8-3 lead at the end of 5.5. You listen to Pierre Governor Baseball at KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your healthcare is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
Ferding Electric has a long history of doing electrical work the right way. Economical service, professional work, and customer satisfaction is why they can say that. Ferding Electric can do residential, farm, and commercial projects. Doesn't matter if they are charged with new construction or a remodel project, they get it conducted. Contact the staff at Ferding Electric at 224-8684. They can light a spark into your next project. Ferding Electric, 224-8684.
Here, Governors, they lead it 8-3 going to the bottom of the 6th inning. John Winkler alongside Blake Dean as the Govs are looking for the win here tonight. They've got 3 outs to work with, or they can score 5 runs here in the bottom of the 6th to win the ball game that way as well. In our lone varsity game tonight, JV played earlier with a 6-4 loss to Stevens, and now the varsity team here for the Governors up 8-3. All 9 guys came to the plate in the bottom of the 5th. And it is Cade Kaiser, Johnny Lyons, and Matthew Hanson to lead off again here this inning in the bottom of the 6th with an 8-3 lead over the Stevens Raiders. As Gavin Williamson will continue to work on the mound. I had the Gavin, well, I guess technically I didn't have Gavin right either because it wasn't the right spelling,
I was
too.
going to say Gavin with an I, not Gavin with an A.
So Skinner is at third. Williamson is on the mound.
Sorry.
Both Gavins.
Gavin with an A on the mound, Gavin with an I at third base.
I think, Gavin with an I at third base?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, that's what I said.
Who's on first?
I don't know third base.
They're third base. Here's Cade Kaiser. He's 0 for 3 so far in this in the contest. And he'll swing at the first pitch, pop it up left side. The shortstop and Cade Walker will call for it, and he'll make the catch. 1 pitch and 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And we'll bring up now Johnny Lyons, who is 0 for 1, 2 walks, but he has an RBI ground out. And is one of his 3 trips to the plate.
He also has 2 really big base running plays on those 2 passed balls.
Which at the time gave the Governors a 2-run lead, and they opened it up to then now a 5-run lead in that 4-run 5th inning. As the first pitch misses upstairs to Lions, 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one is out towards right field. On it is Sobchak, and he'll make the catch. Sobchak Jack, and he's got 2 outs either way here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
One thing I will mention too, John, it seems like the pace of play has really picked up here. A lot of first pitch swinging, a lot of balls in play here. Really cool to see a lot of action here, kind of back to back.
And Matthew Hanson now the third baseman. And that's also credit to the pitchers for being in the strike zone consistently through the now almost 6 innings, as there's a ground ball. That one's going to be an error charge to the shortstop. Hanson will round first. He'll take a wide round to first, but he'll stop there. An error charge to the shortstop in Walker. And that is now the 5th error of the ball game from the Stevens Raiders. 3rd error by Walker in the ball game, and 5th in total by the Raiders. Oof.
Yeah.
That's the Governors yesterday against the Sturgis Scoopers. Had 4 in the first game and 4 in the second game as Kruger fouls that one out of play. But 6 errors now for Stevens Raiders. That doesn't win you a whole lot of ball games throughout a season.
Absolutely, and to that point, just a tough night for Gavin Walker, both in the field and on the mound. If you factor in the 3 batters that he faced, all reached base on balls. So 3 errors in the field, 3 walks given up on the mound. Definitely not a night to remember for the Raider shortstop.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Hanson takes off for second, a high pitch, and Hanson will slide in safely at second base, and the count's now 2-1. Matthew Hanson, along with Spencer Kelly, will start a couple busy days of tennis for the Governors. They will be hosting the Governor Tournament. That will have they have 4 duels tomorrow, and then have a tournament bracket-style play on Friday, as Williamson will step off of the mound and get Hanson back at second base. When I talked to Matt Hanson yesterday, he believes if things go well, he should be available to play the second game of the doubleheader against O'Gorman on Friday. Here's the next pitch. That one, again, Hanson taking off for third. He has thrown out at third base trying to steal it and to get the Governors maybe one more run, but he makes the third out at third base, and that will retire the side here in the bottom of the 6th inning. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and no one left on base. Governors are 3 outs away from picking up a win over the Stevens Raiders. You listen to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Are you building a new home or remodeling the old? Adding a fireplace can make a house a home. Olson Plumbing in Pierre carries a full line of Heatolator fireplaces. Whether your taste is traditional or contemporary, Olson Plumbing has a great selection of Heatolator fireplaces that will fit any style. Whether you're building new or updating, call Olson Plumbing. Heatolator Fireplaces, the first name in fireplaces. Olson Plumbing in Pierre is your source for the industry's largest selection of indoor-outdoor fireplaces, either gas or wood, and outdoor fire pits. Stop by their showroom at 2803 East Wells or give them a call, 224-6436.
Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota is serving the Central South Dakota community and beyond with a great selection of used vehicles. Local trades and program vehicles are available. New Toyotas and new Fords are arriving and selling before they even hit the lot. So don't wait. Stop in and find out what's coming. If you've been thinking about ordering a new Ford, stop in and sit down with one of our sales specialists today. Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Call 605-224-7378 and visit CapitalCityFordToyota.com.
It is the top of the 7th inning. The Pierre Governors are trying to finish off a win here against the Stevens Raiders. John Wickler alongside Blake Dean as the Governors 3 outs away, up 8-3, and will deal with 7, 8, and 9, and Gavin Williamson. And then it will be Cade Sobchak and Luke Jageris.
And kind of an underrated part of this story of this game is the job that Brecken Kruger has done on the mound for the Governors. Coming in, relieving Spencer Eastland, who only got 4 outs and was taken out due to injury. Kruger has come in and really settled the ship and righted the ship here for the Governor Baseball Club, and has really shut down the Raider bats for the most part.
Count is quickly 0-2 here to the leadoff man, Gavin Williamson, as he is 0 for 1, reached on an error and also on a sacrifice fly. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one is cued off the end of the bat and spinning over towards the right side of the foul territory, and it remains at 0-2. And Kruger has done this. That last pitch was, I believe, pitch 55 for Brecken Kruger. in 4 2/3 innings. He's looking for obviously 5 2/3 of complete to finish off this ball game. As that one's popped up, shallow left field. Lincoln Keenels will go out, and the leadoff man retired here in the top of the 7th inning. And all of a sudden, Brecken Kruger, who threw 2 scoreless innings for the Governors on 2 hits yesterday, and only threw 22 pitches, so he was available to throw again here today. He comes in and gives the opportunity for all of a sudden the Governors have an extra arm available. That maybe they're saying, well, maybe Brecken Kruger will be a guy that will throw when we need him to, not really a guy that will be leaned on. But with the last 2 performances that he's had, he might be a guy that they lean on. It might be a guy that they go in the state tournament to try and pick up a win, as it counts 1-1 here to Kate Sobchak.
Absolutely, you're right, John. Maybe you throw him out there in the region tournament or a state tournament, just kind of as a setup guy. Give you 1-2 innings in relief. He's really proven himself both yesterday and today to be a reliable arm on the mound here for the green and gray.
Count is 1-2 to Sobchak as the 1-2 pitch. That one is looked out for strike 3, and there's a strikeout for Brecken Kruger. There's now 2 down. And how about strikeout number 1 of the evening? The first strikeout of the ball game for the Governors comes with 2 outs in the top of the 7th inning. Who says you need to go out and throw 15 strikeouts in the game? Throw strikes and let the defense work. And now Luke Jegris, the last hope for the Stevens Raiders, who need a 5-run rally with nobody on and 2 outs. Here's the first pitch, and a line shot fouling out of play.
Yeah, again, kind of speaking to that, John, goes to show you that there's more than one way to win a baseball game. You don't have to mow down every hitter in the lineup. Just throw the ball across the plate, let your defense do the work, and that's exactly what Brecken Kruger's done here tonight.
That was off the glove of Kruger. He's not going to have a play over at first base, as he nearly made a gem of a play on a high chopper from Jegris, but it goes down as an infield single. He is now 2 for 3 as Jegris, and the game will continue for at least one more batter as Brady Bickett will come to the plate. He was 0 for 3 with 2 groundouts. And hopefully for the Governors, just prolongs the inevitable of finishing off this win against the Stevens Raiders.
Absolutely. That was a very hard ground ball back to Kruger on the mound. Almost could say, the ball popped out of Kruger's glove. Almost, you could say that West Point strength of Jegris was enough to get him onto first base.
As the count is 0-1 to Brady Bickett. He's fouled the first pitch away. Here's the 0-1 from Kruger to Bickett. There's a ground ball again. Kruger let that one go off the chest of Keenels, and there's no play over at first base again. Keenels didn't pick it up cleanly. I don't think he had a play anyway with Bickett, and it's now first and second here with 2 away. Still no need to worry about anything right now, as I'm being an air charge to Lincoln Keenels over at short. But now first and second, 2 away. Still a couple guys away from having that tying run come to the plate. But Cooper Morelang now with that hitter. He pops it up, foul, and it'll land just foul. The lawn chair guy is getting out of the way and then bouncing around and nearly came back and ricocheted to the lawn chair guys. Once the ball gets away from you here at Hyde Stadium, behind you, doesn't mean it's not going to come back at you.
That's right. May bounce off the box up here and come right back at you.
Here's the 0-1 pitch to Cooper Moreling. There's a ground ball left side. Keenels will backhand, a jump throw across, and Nedved couldn't catch it as we get to the dugout, and 1 run will come in to score. And it will be now an 8-4 ball game. And we'll see with runners at second and third. An error will probably go to Keenels, but it might be a hit and an error that will be charged. And the game is still alive here for the Stevens Raiders with 2 runners in scoring position and 2 outs.
And that was the one thing, you kind of worry about as far as a Governor fan when Jegris gets on. The lineup does turn over. So this is the meat of the Stevens Raider lineup that Brecken Kruger is trying to have to get one more out to secure a win for the green and gray.
It ends up going as a single and an error. That's the second hit in the inning, second error of the inning. And 1 run is scored, 2 runners in scoring position here. 8-4 is our score. as that one's a strike, and the count is now 1-1. The tying run is Cody Pope. He is now on deck. But again, for the Governors, not in any, again, still not worried about who's at the plate, just trying to go out and get the guy out. As that one's popped up, and that one should do it. Jet Zabel will come in. He'll call for it. He'll make the catch, and the Pierre Governors will pick up an 8-4 win over the Stevens Raiders here this evening. Governors win at 8-4 with a 4-run fifth inning to help lead that, make that possible. We'll step aside for 2 minutes and come back with a post-game show. Listen to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Hey, let's go. We're going to be late for the baseball game.
I know, my air conditioner is letting me down like our middle reliever last game. I have to give someone a call.
That's easy. Call in the closer, AirTech Heating and Cooling. They use Coleman brand heaters and air conditioners, and like our team's closer, AirTech with Coleman products give us quality and dependability we can trust to win the game.
You're right. I'm going to the bullpen. AirTech, I need you.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
People helping people. Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Wahi Federal Credit Union member? At Wahi Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Wahi Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do. Wahi Federal Credit Union.
Wondering what to do with the pitted and rutted drive? B&B Equipment will get you covered. Wanting to put something down the ground? B&B Equipment will put a hole in your project. Need to even up that property? B&B Equipment can fill that need. B&B Equipment can deliver all your gravel and material needs. B&B Equipment is here for all your excavation needs. Contact B&B Equipment, 224-6727. A contractor here for you. That's B&B Equipment, 224-6727.
As we welcome you back here into the post-game shows, up here, Governors, they beat the Rapid City Stevens Raiders 8-4. John Winkler alongside Blake Dean as we here at Hyde Stadium. The Governors now back to 500 as they pick up that win to move to 8-8 on the season. Governors had just 4 hits, 8 runs, 4 hits. They had 3 errors and 9 men left on base. Rapid City Stevens 4 runs, 7 hits, 6 errors, and 5 men left on base. It's interesting to look at the box score because the Governors just didn't hit the ball very well, but at the same time they put the ball in play a lot, and Rapid City Stevens threw the ball around quite a bit.
They did, and on top of that, I don't know if we have a number of walks issued by the Rapid City Stevens pitching staff, but on top of that, on top of the hits, looked like 8 walks total attributed to the Raider pitching staff. But not only were walks a factor, but the ball was thrown around a little bit on both sides of the defense. Both Stevens and Pierre tonight, I think, attributed for either 9 or 10 errors, depending upon which board you look at. But not a very clean game here tonight on both sides. But a win's a win in the scorebook, and nobody looks at a clean win or a clean loss or a dirty win. It goes down the same way either way in the scorebook.
And you mentioned 8 walks that Stevens issued. Spencer Easlin, in his inning and a third, issued a walk right before he was hit by a comebacker that ended his evening. Brecken Kruger comes in 5 2/3 innings. He gave up those 6 hits, 0 walks, and 1 strikeout. The Governors had 1 strikeout in total, but they also only had 1 walk. Did not hit anybody either. So 1 free pass, 7 hits, 8 base runners outside of the errors. But that's how you win baseball games, is when you allow just 1 walk in a total of a game.
It really is. Clean pitching really will make up for some maybe unclean defense for lack of a better word. So, really great outing, both by Spencer Eastland in his inning and a third inning of work, but you really got to give a lot of credit to Brecken Kruger for coming in and righting the ship here for the Green and Gray.
So Coach Steve Gray will join us here on the post-game show. And, Coach, we just kind of got done talking about it here real quick, and Brecken Kruger on the mound. He did a fantastic job in relief. Spencer Eastland did well in the inning and a third before he was hurt. We'll ask about him in just a second. But Kruger not allowing a walk. He had just one strikeout but no walks. That's a huge pitching performance for someone from the Pierre Governors.
And Breck, that's not his first, he doesn't pitch a ton. So to get kind of thrown to the wolves there, he did a tremendous job. That was awesome. Can't ask any more from him.
Yeah, and 6 hits over those 5 2/3 innings, 2 runs, only one of them earned against Brecken Kruger. Spencer Eastland, any update that you can give? Was it kind of more, at this point, precautionary to get him out of the ball game?
Yeah, the way he was rolling around, we thought it was a lot worse. It looked like it was just more bruised. Got hit kind of below the knee into the calf side, more shin calf area, so kind of more on the side. So he's doing okay. He was walking around fine, so.
Okay.
Yeah, he was throwing well too, and so, to get him healthy and be able to pitch going forward is going to be a big deal.
Absolutely, and I kind of want to speak to the offense here tonight, Steve. Not a lot of hits, not a very clean game as far as offense goes, but you take look at the highlights of especially that 4-run 5th inning, highlighted by the Jaden Wiebe double. Big inning, putting a crooked number up on the board that kind of broke the game open a little bit.
Yeah, that was huge. We kind of, Badge came up with trying to tinker with the order a little bit and get somebody, to lead off that's going to see a lot of pitches. And Weaves is a perfect person for it, and he's going to see a bunch of pitches. So then, George and Lincoln and Gary see, more fastballs, because he's on base all the time. And, to see him square the ball up, that's going to help us a ton.
Yeah, and that was his first extra base hit of the season, which I'm sure probably put the monkey off the back for Jaden Wiebe. And George Stalley continued to hit the ball well with that RBI triple in the first inning that got you guys going. And really, the great thing what the Governors were able to do was in that top of the 5th inning, you score the run to get the lead back at 4-3, and then you get the 0. Stevens had answered the first 3 times or 2 times that you had scored to get that 0 was a big one. That really kept the momentum going.
Just changes the whole thing. And getting the first out of the inning, we talked about this all year. It's like just not letting the leadoff guy on. Just make them earn their way on, and it just pays off. That was, like I said, Breck, that was tremendous. I mean, that's what we needed, because it was like you're sitting there, it's like, oh, we're in scramble mode real quick here, because we kind of had a plan. You always do, but it's like you don't ever think of instant injury type scenarios. Right. So
exactly.
Yeah, but that was huge, and we got a day off tomorrow, get some rest in, and back at her.
Yep, absolutely. One more question about tonight's game before John asks you about the schedule here for this weekend. Obviously, with the 2 Sioux Falls schools coming in. Not a very clean game all around, both in the field and on the base paths. Looking at the 2 plays in particular that I wrote down, back in the 2nd inning, having runner 2nd and 3rd, 1 out, and kind of the meat of the order come through. Just probably should have looked to score some runs there on top of some base running miscues, and then just as far as things in the field with the 3 to 4 errors as well. Not a clean win by any means, Coach, but it definitely goes down as a win nonetheless.
Yeah, and then we got to clean some things up. We got to put the ball in play more. Geez, you score 8 runs and 4 hits? You're not going to have that happen very often, and they kicked it around and helped us a bunch. And, we got to – our base running's not been good, so we have things that we got to clean up to get where we want to be and to, getting better.
I will say before John jumps in one more time here too, though, as far as the clean base running that we did see, both with Brecken Kruger again getting in that pickle that caused the interference that allowed you guys to score another run, and then Johnny Lyons, taking 2 both third and home to give you guys a run and extend the lead a little bit. Those were 2 big highlights on the base pass.
And that's something we talk about even when you guys were playing, is read the baseball in the dirt. Read it. You don't have to be the fastest guy, but if you read it's going to be in the dirt, get there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's always been worked out well for us. Every once in a while you get hung out to dry, but very, very seldom. So.
Well, and we mentioned about not a clean baseball game, but and you guys need to clean things up because Sioux Falls O'Gorman, Sioux Falls Roosevelt, two very good baseball teams that you get the win here, and which can bring you the momentum. But now, you got to make sure you play some clean baseball here over Friday and Saturday. What do you expect from both those teams here this weekend?
O'Gorman's improving. I mean, they're getting to more what they typically are. They're starting to improve along the way. Roosevelt's the #1 team in the state for a reason. They hit baseball well. They're deep pitching wise, and it'll be a big challenge. I mean, it's a long week, and you just got to go out and compete. And I know our guys will. And, we'll be ready to go Friday night. Hopefully, have some warmer weather, which will be nice.
Right.
Get a few more people out. And
70 degrees, probably. It'll feel like it's beach weather, but
it's cold.
Yeah,
it's cold. At least the wind stopped. And. So it wasn't too bad, but at least it's dry, and we'll take her. So, but we'll take a win anytime we can get her. So.
Absolutely.
8-4 win here tonight, Coach. Congratulations on the win. Thanks for coming up here.
You're back to 500.
You're back to 500.
Nice. That's been a while.
Yeah,
I haven't
and
seen that in a while.
You know what? Friday, game 1 with a win, over 500.
Be over 500.
That's right. That'd be pretty good for the Pierre Governors.
Yeah, we'll take her.
Absolutely.
For sure. So,
Coach, I appreciate the time. Congratulations on the win, and we'll talk to you again Friday evening.
Yeah.
Thanks, Coach.
Guys. As always, go Govs.
That is head coach Steve Gray of the victorious Pierre Governors here this evening. 8-4, their score over the Stevens Raiders. John Winkler alongside Blake Dean as we wrap things up here in just a little bit with the Governors with those 8 runs, 4 hits, 3 errors. They left 9 men on base. Stevens with 4 runs, 7 hits, 6 errors, and 5 men left on base. Blake, your final thoughts on the win for the Governors?
Kind of like we talked about, John, not a clean game by any stretch of the imagination, but a win's a win no matter how you get it. The highlight for me, we talked about it kind of ad nauseum throughout the post game, but Breckenkruger really coming in and settling the storm, righting the ship, both on the mound and even on the base paths. With that interference that allowed an additional run to score, allowed the inning to continue. Really a standout performance here tonight for him that gets the Governors to 500. And this is a way that this team can really get back to rolling and headed in the right direction when they see some pretty good teams roll into town this weekend.
Time of the ball game was 1 hour and 54 minutes as we have the Governors back, as Blake said, back to 500, 8-8 now, as they will welcome in Sioux Falls, O'Gorman, and Roosevelt then on Saturday. O'Gorman will be in town Friday, 5 and 7:30, 5 in the second game to follow. 12 on Saturday with the second game to follow. We'll have all 4 of those games here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. So back on the air, 4:40 on Friday. That will be a more of a hard time 4:40 than what it was tonight, trying to just make sure we weren't on a pregame show for 45 minutes to an hour. We had plenty of conversations, but I don't know if anybody would have really enjoyed a full pregame of some of those conversations. But the Governors win it 8-4. Thanks to Jacob Mayer back at the station. Thanks to Blake Dean. Bennett Dean up here as well. John Winkler, final score once again. The Pierre Governors, they beat the Stevens Raiders 8-4 as we say goodnight from Hyde Stadium.
You've been listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and watching on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Pierre Governor Baseball has been brought to you in part by Bank West, B&B Equipment, Wegner Auto, Fisher Rounds & Associates, and All Around Graphics. Governor Baseball is also brought to you by Birding Electric, AirTech Heating and Cooling, Kruger Contracting, Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, Avera, and the Oahe YMCA. And by Kathy Sun and Shine Properties, First Dakota National Bank, CHS River Plains, Lamb Motors, Zander Auto Parts, and Gales Gas. And by Gateway Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, Oahe Federal Credit Union, Shane's Pharmacy, Todd's Electric, Edward Jones Financial, and Faith Lutheran Church. Join us all season on your home for the Pierre Governors, KCCR, and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. This has been a special presentation of Riverfront